Here we go.
Nole Nation, welcome into another episode of the Renegade Rundown, a very special day 2 of the draft episode of the show, as we welcome Jen Santee, my lovely and beautiful co-host, back to the show. After an amazing weekend in Tallahassee, she had to fly across the country to Phoenix for her job. Every flight got delayed. It's been a nightmare. She's had a wild one. Gets home, her cat's missing, but I think we had a happy ending to that, and
she is
maybe
back.
Jen can get back to normal.
Yes, let's hope so. So, yes, I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys, and it was kind of wild that it was a week, and I'm finally home.
Facts, man. I
Multiple
love traveling. I love all that good stuff, but it don't take long for me to get homesick and kind of my own bed and just kind of that peace at home. So, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yours was way worse than mine. Actually, my trip was pretty smooth for a change this time, but I think some of my luck is rubbing off on you.
Yeah, well, I actually just think it's people just suck. And they have no care for anybody else in the world. They want to go by the beat of their own drum, which is fine. I do that too. But when it's time to get off the plane, get the hell off the plane. Just get off. Get your stuff and get off. Stop making everybody late. This woman wanted to brush her hair in the damn aisle. I was about... Anyway.
Yeah.
No words.
It's a whole new world out there compared to what we came up in. It's more and more becoming grumpy old folks, but it's customer service is a thing of the past, and consideration, forget about it. We're a little bit late, as you can see, getting started. I was having a bit of microphone issues, so I don't have my normal Rode mic. If I sound a little different tonight, but we're here with you guys. The Buffalo Bills are on the clock. I don't know what the hell they were doing on the stage. Started to watch last night on the ESPN broadcast, and my ears immediately started bleeding, literally bleeding. So went over to the NFL Network, and that was a little bit more fun. But with the second and the third round coming up tonight, and at minimum of 3 guys coming off the board is kind of what I predicted. But as much as 5 or 6, you never know how many. But I'm pretty sure Braden Fisk, Keon, Coleman, and Trey Benson are pretty much set to come off the board. I believe we had a comment about Keon Coleman. I believe he's the number 3 guy on Mills, best available. I know there's all different kind of, different people in their projections, but I think he's a consensus top 5 guy left. But I think between Keon, Braden Fisk, and Trey Benson, I think there's a pretty damn good shot that all 3 of these guys go tonight. Hell, all 3 could go in the second, and then you get into that second group of guys, between Kalen DeLoach, Jordan Travis, Jerry and Jones, Renardo Green, any of those guys can go. I think Renardo Green has a really good shot of going. If I had to guess this first pick, I think A.D. Mitchell, they just showed him in the green room. I think he has a pretty good shot of going here. So hopefully we'll know here pretty quick what the next pick is. But how are you feeling, Jen? How many do we have go tonight?
I'd like to see 3. I would be happy with 3. What do you think?
For sure, that's what I just said. I predicted 3.
Oh,
you
did?
A
okay,
minimum
I'm sorry.
Of 3.
I was dealing with the chat. Sure. I'm sorry, I did not hear you say 3. That's my bad.
I'm with you. Definitely think 3 are going for sure. The question is going to be on the second 3. They've got Jordan Travis, Mel Kiper does, as the 3rd best quarterback available.
I do think Jordan Travis is going to get picked up. Yeah, I think he's going to get picked up. I just don't know if it's going to be tonight, although all these quarterbacks have already been picked up, and okay. I mean, I'm going to get yelled at if I say this. I guess the Patriots have just decided to just lose their tradition of winning. Is that what we're doing?
In regards to which pickup?
I think you know which pickup I'm talking about. It's the pickup that was the most boistered pickup of the ACC network all year long. This is going to be a Heisman contender national. I mean, it's bringing North Carolina football back. I'm sorry. All I've seen that kid do is lose big games. All he did was beat Miami, and so did Georgia Tech. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't. And by the way, I'm pretty sure Mac Brown is a Nole transplant, or like a Nole plant anyway. I don't believe that this is a real team that ever is trying to win anything. And I think Drake May, from me, I don't see it.
Absolutely.
I just don't.
I agree to a certain extent, but I like him. I think he's got the tools there. I just don't trust that staff up there. As we welcome our friend Chris Frazier to the studio as the draft is just getting kicked off. What do you think, man? Do you think the Patriots screwed up with Drake May, or you think he's got a shot to be pretty good?
Well, I think the Patriots did better with Drake May than Chicago did with Candy. I'm sorry, Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams might be the bust of the century.
It's probably a bad sign when your quarterback needs to buy a $200 hair straightener. I don't know what you think he's going to do as far as the locker room is concerned by leading it while he needs to make an appointment to paint his nails and get his hair straightened. I don't. Maybe that's me. I'm not a man, so I can't attest to what goes on in a man's locker room. All I can say is I don't see how they would be going, wow, this is amazing. Let's follow him.
Man, first pick of the draft. That was like, I try not to crap on teams or make any bold proclamations, but that was one of the first tweets I made. Like, yeah, leave it to the Chicago Bears to think that guy is the future of their, of their franchise. That's the guy they need to bank on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're all wrong, but I just don't see it. Does he have the ability to sling the ball a little bit? But yeah, the franchise leader of an NFL team, I just don't see it. As Mike Bartz, one of our OG members here at Renegade Report and Spear Addicts and Den Media Group and all the way across, says, hey, Spear Addicts, congrats on the 6,000. If you don't know what that means, Chris Frazier, Spear Addicts, just finally hit 6,000 subscribers, which is a huge accomplishment. So congrats, Chris. If you're not already subscribed to Spear Addicts, get over there, subscribe. If you're not subscribed here, we'd really appreciate if you hit that like and that subscribe button. Help us get to 3,000 subscribers by the season. We'd be happy with that. But it looks like the pick is in. What are we thinking? What do y'all think this next pick is going to be? You think they go with A.D. Mitchell, or do you think they agree with Mel Kiper and that Keon's the top wide receiver coming off, or do they go a different way?
I think they go with Keon personally.
I think they go with Keon too. I think.
Yeah,
it's the Bills, right? Keon. It's the Bills, right?
Yeah, Keon's picked. That's who they picked.
Okay,
let's go.
Yeah. I mean, the Bills. We know the Bills love them some Noles. Like, that's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes down all the time. They love them some Seminoles. So good for the Buffalo Noles.
Yeah, they took EJ, then they took Nick O'Leary.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they have recently?
They had a kicker too, did they not? They had Sean Powell. Am I not correct on that?
Yeah, don't get me to line. I believe you on that.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. There's one more. I think, no, Izzo ended up at the Patriots. But yeah, this is a big one. This is going to be fun. I mean, Josh Allen, think about the quarterback for Keon and Coleman to go to. If you had to
Miami
choose,
fans are breaking their computer right now, by the way. Sorry.
Shit.
Go ahead.
Josh Allen running around and chunking that ball up. Oh, my goodness. What about Miami fans?
I said they're breaking their computer right now that he was the first one. They're just so angry. And did I really see someone say Cam Kitchens was in the green room? Tell me that's not true. Tell me that's not true. Tell me it's not true, or was that a troll?
No, he was in there.
Flip a lid. For what?
Hope.
Was he bringing the cookies?
I seen somebody tweet that his agent just hates him. So I guess that could be a thing. And, delusion is real. We see it from the fans and stuff online. But, that's wild. I don't think –
I'm sorry, George.
I don't know if those guys are going to go in the top 3 rounds. Cam probably will. Cam, me and Chris talked about it earlier. I could see Cam going 3rd round. But who else from Miami? Is anybody else besides Cam even got a shot of getting drafted tonight?
I don't know. The way Mario develops, you would think they would have already been taken. I mean, that just might be me. But, yeah, I mean, good Lord. I think maybe Cam Kitchens thought he was just supposed to bring the napkins and the cups, and then they just left him in there and locked the door.
Well, there's one off the board. So we guaranteed 3 at the top of the show. I guaranteed 3. Jen predicted a minimum of 3. Me and Chris talked about it earlier. I settled on 5. That was my kind of prediction that I made on Twitter. So I'm not going to change it. I'm going to stick with that. Did you come up with do you got a prediction? Do you care to make one? How many guys do you think come off the board? We've already got 1, so I guess it would be either 3 or 4 more guys possibly.
My guess is total tonight will be, let me see, we got 1 already.
Because all the quarterbacks have been taken, right?
Besides Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think you get 2
It's
more.
tough. It's not an easy question. But
I think you get 2 more.
I would be really excited if he got taken tonight, but wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't, if that makes any sense. And this is no shade on Jordan at all. I think this is just the way things may have gone. I would love if he gets taken. He's got good conversations around him as far as the programs go and the teams go. But I think that injury was just so horrific. I just wish it wasn't on TV.
Yeah, I think more than anything was just not getting to see him play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a ton of issue around the injury, but like you said, it was on TV. The entire nation's seen it. It's kind of hard to get behind it, but
yeah.
The thing is, he's a quarterback, like we all just talked about. All the quarterbacks that were kind of separated or believed to be in a different echelon, than Jordan, they're all gone. So any team that needs a quarterback, we all know quarterbacks come off the board different. Like, it doesn't really matter. Even if they have a 4th round value on them, there's a very good chance a team could pick them up in the 2nd if they think some other team's going to try to trade back to the 3rd round or trade up from the 4th round or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Like a Russell Wilson came off the board in the 3rd round of the Seahawks, and we saw how his career worked out.
I kind of forgot that they have Spencer Rattler in here, and he's ranked ahead of Jordan, I think, on some people's boards. So, which is absolutely the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. No offense, Spencer. You have a great name. You have a great quarterback name. You could have been better at it, though.
Lad McConkey was next. The Chargers just pulled him.
Lad
so
McConkey.
This is like we're going to go in deep with wide receivers real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to make this statement because it's not just about Florida State. It's about the NFL draft. This will be ended up, I think, goes down in history unless they screw themselves again. But this has to go down in history as the most overrated quarterback class ever.
I agree with you.
It's probably the most ignorant thing that I've ever seen. Where,
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, you start off last year, I think, with this, and taking Anthony Richardson where you did. I think Anthony Richardson's a specimen. At least he's that. When you look at Drake May, when you look at Caleb Williams, when you look at a lot of these quarterbacks that they're taking, Caleb Williams is damn near the same height as Charlie Ward. And at one time, that's not tall enough. But now, I don't understand some of the, not the owners, but their general managers on, it's more about making the fans happy with a pick than it is about creating a winning culture. The Tennessee Titans, have done it for years. They make the dumbest picks possible. The Jacksonville Jaguars are neck to neck with them on making the most ignorant possible selections. And then this year, San Francisco jumps right in on top of it. I mean, they had so many pieces that San Francisco could have added at wide receiver, at corner, at defensive tackle. They had so much that they could go after. And I think whatever whatever his name is, I think he's a decent wide receiver. But a first rounder, absolutely not. No way that kid's a first rounder. If he is, then Restrepo is.
That's fair. You guys have a little height on Restrepo, but
Look at their
I have a
similarity.
theory on this. I'm glad you brought it up.
I think he's more athletic than Restrepo, though. I think he's way more athletic and has way higher of a ceiling than Restrepo. To me, Restrepo seems like he should be in a wheelchair and a back brace. You know what I mean? He's been bringing that garbage pail to work, taking that licks in practice, and having to catch balls that are being called by Mario's offensive coordinator. That is just terrible. You know, that kid has probably been hit every which way but loose. And I think Pearsall is way better than I don't know. I just don't see that.
So what you're saying, I agree with. But when I talk about how I think a player can be, it is removing them from their college coach and giving them to Mike. Or to a decent coach. So, I agree. Head to head where they are, Florida's got a better. I think the wide receivers at Florida alone, less talented across the board now, but better coached by far, I think.
I need this night to end well for me as far as Miami goes, because I can't tell you the trolling I'm about to start doing. It's about to be ugly.
Well, I think you're pretty safe there because they don't have anybody.
Billy Napier has all these players in the NFL draft, right? Billy, Florida. 4-win Florida has entered the chat here. Okay, 4-win team. And these fools are still out here pumping their chest. And they're talking about Mario develops, Mario does this, Mario does that. Billy can't win games and he's got players in the draft. Mario is over here beating his chest, drinking his Cuban coffee or whatever the hell he's doing, recruiting and paying players and being a weirdo. And yet none of these developed players that they claim they developed so well, nobody's interested. Why?
Yeah, without a doubt. But I definitely have. I'm glad you guys brought up this conversation because I've got a bit of a theory on it, Chris. Tell me if I'm off base here. Obviously, it's gone offensive crazy. So that's why we're seeing all these quarterbacks. As Jeremy Ivins jokes, Atlanta traded up. They're going to take Rattler after taking Michael Penix the other day. Then fans would go nuts. But
did you
see how we've seen like a shark? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, did you see how upset, who is it, Kirk Cousins is the Atlanta Falcons quarterback? Oh, yeah, he was mad. He was mad. He put out his agent or whoever put out a statement, very upset with that pick.
For sure. Absolutely ridiculous that you draft a guy. He didn't even find out till the pick was in. It's an absolute joke. And it goes right to the theory I was getting at. You bring this guy who's been a, Pro Bowler off and on, been in the league for 10 years, journeyman quarterback. You pay him $180 million, whatever it is, almost $200 million over 2 years. And then you sign this guy in the first round that's like a third, fourth round projection, the sixth quarterback taken in a row, whatever it was. It's unreal. But my theory on it is, I feel do you think these NFL guys have just decided that the game has changed so much and it's gotten, so much into needing athletic quarterbacks in this new age of quarterback, even a Drake May, a Jaden Daniels, their ability to move and stuff is just to such a level past Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, these other guys coming out. Is it that it? Are we just flushing and kind of refurbishing the league of quarterbacks and wide receivers that we need today? These slot guys like Pearsall getting more value, in the league, guys that can move and play outside, inside, etc. Seems like maybe there's a little bit of that going on. And also guys just desperate to get a franchise, just throwing numbers at the quarterback's, position, obviously.
I think it's an interesting theory. The reason that I say theory is because
definitely a theory.
Peyton Manning left on top. Tom Brady left on top. The reason I say those things is they won. If you win a Super Bowl and you leave, don't care how you get it done. If you get it done, Tom Brady definitely got it done. You look at quarterbacks. I
agree with that.
You look at quarterbacks across. Who's the most talented quarterback in athleticism wise in the NFL. You're going to have to argue at one point it might have been Russell Wilson, but then you have to look at Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lamar Jackson is probably one of the most athletic human beings on any field. So where's the Super Bowl? What's the issue? Here's the thing: those gentlemen are very good, and they are game changers, but they're very good at playing checkers on the field. They respond to the BS probably better than a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady could because they can bail themselves out with their feet. They can bail themselves out with the athleticism. But you always had people like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and so on. They played chess with you. They were 5 steps ahead of you. That's how they won games. It wasn't because they were athletic enough to run 10 yards on you or break away for a crazy touchdown with their athleticism. Tom Brady was one of the most, to me, and I don't call him the GOAT by any means because I don't believe that he is, but Tom Brady was one of the most creative quarterbacks that I ever saw play the game, mind-wise, because you could watch him in the pocket, barely move a half a step, and he's making people miss because they just knew they had him. They knew that I'm wrapping him up. Tom can't go nowhere. Tom was faster at 40 than he was in the combine.
That's crazy. It's true.
So whether it was Giselle did witchcraft on him and it made him greater, or he just worked his ass off and became a better quarterback, I don't really care which one it is. The fact is that I can't take anything away from Tom Brady and what he pulled off. Like Michael Jordan will always be my GOAT, but I can't take away anything that LeBron or Kobe or others did before Michael. Me personally, I'm not a LeBron fan, but I can't take away what he's done. He's Scottie Pippen on steroids. That's what I tell people all the time. But when you look at the game of football, it's not where everybody wants it to change, or everybody thinks it's going to evolve into this new era of whatever. As long as tackling is available to be had, as long as defensive players are just as fast as offensive players, as long as defensive linemen are just as strong as offensive linemen, the rude evilness of this game, and I do say evilness because these guys have to kill one another, it's not going away. Like I think that the game can evolve, and we're going to pass more than we ran, or this 3 years we're going to run more than we passed. Those things are whatever. But I told people with like C.J. Stroud, his opportunity to win a Super Bowl was last year. Watch how bad he goes down this year, and they've got even more weapons. Why do I say that? Because now you've got NFL teams with a lot of film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing that happened to Watson. It's the same thing that happened to Lamar Jackson. It's the same thing that happened to multiple quarterbacks that have came in that have the athletic ability to wow people the first time that they play them. But do you have the brains to be 5 steps ahead of the defense? And these defensive coordinators, they don't make the money they make because they're just dumber than these quarterbacks. That's not how this works. So it's about showing them what you want them to see, but it being the complete opposite. I'm a defensive guy. I could care less about how potent offenses are. And the reason I say that is because we just, year in and year out, Bobby won national titles because of a defense. We had Peter Wark one year, Chris Winkie, and so on that team. But go watch the game. How did you win that game? It was a defense. 1993, you had Charlie Ward, and so on and so on. How did we win that game? It was because of defense. How did we win an ACC championship in 2023? It was the defense. The whole reason that we should have been in the whole it's a joke, but at the same time, as bad as people want to change this to a 7-on-7 league, it's just not going to happen as long as you let defenses play this game. So, and I hope it stays that way. And it's not because I want to stick to tradition. It's because I want to watch the gladiators do what gladiators do. I don't want to take that away from them. I'm tired of us. Well, the hip drop tackle needs to go. Okay, I'm good with that. But now you've got a strike zone on a quarterback that's literally that big.
Yeah.
And it's the reason that you're stopping the hip drop, which was something you never had to worry about before, is because you've only given them a strike zone that big. What are they supposed to do? If you touch them anywhere on the helmet, it's a penalty. So I disagree with the strike zone that's in the NFL and tackling and all of that, but it is what it is. I mean, eventually we're going to be like, tackle everybody else, two-hand touch the quarterback, and that's when it's going to go to crap.
Well, I agree 100% with all that. I was just more talking about with GMs and their draft, boards and how they're doing it. You're not going to have me argue a single thing you just said there, but you kind of touched on another point that has to do with taking quarterbacks so frequently and so early. CJ Stroud, as much as the first year was his best year, the next 3 are still his second best. Because after that fourth year, when they get off those rookie contracts, all of a sudden, like, you have to be a Tom Brady. You have to be a Peyton Manning if you're going to be able to build a roster around them. They're able to get these young athletic dudes, get them in there, and build monster teams around them while they're not paying so much. But when you take guys, 6 guys in a row at the beginning of the round, not so much. Those guys are going to get paid pretty freaking good. So, yeah, no, I agree. I think this thing comes in waves. I think that's why it's just such a mountain of horseshit that we didn't make the playoffs and get a chance to show off what our defense could do. It's just, it's always levels, but unfortunately they make it harder and harder with, like you brought up, like all the rule changes. It's just more and more and more and more rules for the offense and more money for the offense. So I would like to see it come around and be much more of a defensive game. So I'm right there with you, but we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Can I tell you guys a funny story about the draft from yesterday, like the first round or the first couple picks? So,
Absolutely.
I was stuck traveling, and I stopped in to get a water at a local establishment in an airport. And so, the draft's on. It was about to be the second pick. So, Candy gets picked. Cool. Next pick is the Washington Commanders, right? So this guy is like sitting there. I mean, he's in his Washington gear. He's good to go. Then he has his LSU shirt on too, right? As soon as Jaden Daniels is picked, he's like, there's never been anybody that stopped that quarterback. And I was like, scared. I'm sitting there and I was like, hang on, hold up, wait a minute. I said, I'm sorry, sir, but I believe there was a team that did that. Twice. Yeah. Twice. And he goes, I'm sorry, but what team are you talking about? And I was like, the one that's on my shirt, because I was in my Florida State shirt. And he looked at me and he goes, y'all didn't even make the playoffs. I said, you weren't even considered for it, MFer. Would you like to come back at me one more time? Because we shut that MFer down. Okay. And I did not use the nicer terms. So, I mean, these people are so delusional sometimes. It's so funny. They sit here in this world. Oh, yeah, Jaden Daniels was never stopped. Never. That's why they didn't actually win the SEC. That's why they didn't, do anything else. He was never stopped. Did you know that? I didn't.
I guess he was never stopped in his conference, but when he played Florida State, I mean, I don't know how more you could stop someone than what Florida State did. But that the crazy thing is I can't just hate on him, because the majority of people on television, the majority of people that are SEC fans, another reason why I have no want to be in that conference.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
The second that, like, we beat Florida, right? And we beat LSU, but we lost to Georgia. So if Florida or LSU people are talking to you, 63-3, you didn't accomplish anything, but our conference did. What are we talking about? Like, y'all beat our fourth string because we got screwed.
Yeah.
What exactly is it that you want these guys to do? They should have stuck around and proved everybody wrong. They went 13-0 to prove everybody wrong. What's one more? It wasn't like if we beat Georgia in the Orange Bowl, we're going to magically have a spot in the playoffs. That's not what were we doing? So that's why I don't know. Like LSU fans, which George knows us in that space, We had a guy on, and no one was attacking this man. And he took everything that we said personal. The funniest part of it is if you go back and listen to the recording, quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm not great, I'm not sitting there and saying that I'm a guru or that George is a guru or even James is a guru. But we literally called quarter for quarter, not only in how we were going to score, but what the score would be after the first quarter, the second quarter, the third and fourth. I actually went back because I was like, what did we say exactly? Because I knew we were close. No, we were on the money, like dead on the money. I don't know why we didn't bet, but for whatever reason we didn't. I was very impressed with the way that we broke that game down in particular. And I think George had a couple more. I want to say that me and James had 84% of our score predictions right within 1 point of our entire season this year.
It's nuts.
So I disagree with anyone that, facts are facts. Like, Florida State would have probably only been able to put 16 to 17, maybe 20 points up on whomever we played. My issue is that might be all that we needed.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody thinks that defense wasn't going to stop J.J. McCarthy, I don't know what to tell you.
Every time I think I know the biggest bust of the draft, you name somebody else.
I know. I'm sorry. It's wild to me.
It's unreal. And that's one of the things as Till Dog comes through.
Shout out to Danny Cannell, too.
Absolutely.
As Till Dog comes through with the $2 super chat, ask Bethune, was Daniels ever stopped? It's like one of the things that draft people constantly say over and over again. A guy who runs away and he gets out of trouble. Like, is that what your analysis, guys? Is that what y'all told you? Is that what we were telling people in that space before the season? No, we're telling them this guy thinks he's Michael Vick and takes off running up the middle and gets crushed. And that's what I saw against Florida State for 2 years. As Till Dog says, we appreciate the super chat, man. And as we cover the draft here, I threw a couple of the comments up. I don't know. I was hoping to get the majority of this thing in, but the rate we're going, this is going to go until about 6 o'clock in the morning. But in the past 20 minutes of us talking, they picked 2 defensive tackles in a row. So pretty much Braden Fisk gets him and one other guy. So it's just a matter of time before he gets off the board. So starting to get fun here. But, yeah, that shit with LSU, especially that space, that was nuts, man. It was we won't call
when
on
was this? What did I miss? Like, was this a night that I missed it, or was this?
This was way before you were on the show. Talking about
okay. I thought y'all were meaning that y'all did this like this week before the draft.
No, previewing the LSU game.
It was just.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
It was just the fact that we were already pretty much understanding our football team before they played the game, because that was the first game of the season. But the biggest portion of what I take from everyone that watches Florida State in general, because everybody keeps talking about Florida State's fan base, is much larger than they expected. And I was like, what do you mean than you expected? Florida State has had a minimum of 3.5 million fans since 2013. You don't think it's grown since then? Mm-hmm. Well, no, y'all were garbage after that. No, stop. We didn't become garbage right away. So we gained fans in 14 and 15 and also 16.
People act like that. They act like there was no success after that national championship.
They act like we're Miami and we've been screaming we're back for 22 years. That's what they act like. That's what pisses me off.
Yes, they do. They act like we're Miami, and I'm going to throw in Tennessee because that's where I live, and I'm just going to say they act like we're Tennessee fans and Miami fans who've been screaming, oh, here we are. Yet those two losers haven't sniffed anything since the 90s. Are we kidding? I mean, Florida State is so far away from those two loser programs, I don't know what to say. I mean, although I think Tennessee is going to be, well, I can't say that because they still can't beat Florida. Like, stop it. I can't even say Tennessee's going to be back before Miami. I don't know. Let's see what the game is. Hey, let's do an over-under. Who's back first, Tennessee or Miami? Quick.
Well, if Florida State and Clemson leave the ACC conference, then Miami has a shot.
I still think Tennessee's going to be back first.
I mean, I can look. I think Josh Heupel's a better coach than people give him credit for. Now, that's outside of Tennessee fans. Tennessee fans worship the ground that he walks on. But Josh Heupel's to me, he's a very good offensive mind. His biggest issue is that he keeps buddies around as coaches instead of getting the best, because a lot of people want to work for him. They want to work for Josh Heupel. But what did I say his name wrong?
No, somebody in the chat said Reggie Bush got his Heisman back. Allison Burke says Reggie Bush got his Heisman back before the U came back.
I talk to her about this all the time. She goes out loud with the chat, so you don't have any reference. But that's one of the fun things of the show.
Sorry.
No, y'all are good. I just didn't know what it was. Josh Heupel. I don't know what his name is.
I suck at looking at the chat, so I'm always clueless. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's just me.
That's probably my bad. I should probably look at the chat way more.
They just took Sweat from Texas. Tennessee did.
No shit. So that's 3D tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Braden Fisk, he's coming off quick.
Well, poor Sweat is probably going to be a bust if he goes to the Titans because all of their picks are busts. I honestly, my ex husband, from years ago, I mean, the only husband I've ever had, he was a big Titans fan, right? And so when the Manti Te'o stuff came out, I was sitting there just waiting. I was hoping and praying that the Titans were going to take Manti Te'o. I was just, please God, because it would be like Christmas, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, my birthday all rolled into one, because all my trolling would be used as good, right? I would just be sitting there going, hey, my boyfriend's here. Where's my picture? Those memes were the best things ever. And don't come at me with this stupid documentary. I don't care.
Did you see the thing where Montez Sweat, I don't know if it was maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I thought it was him. It was like a commitment thing or some kind of draft party or something. And some other dude had him wrapped up in the craziest weird looking thing. That's one of those things I probably shouldn't have just mentioned, but it made me laugh. I saw it on Twitter earlier.
Did the Rams just trade for the next pick?
That is a good question. I was restarting my stream.
Anyways, only reason I see them moving up is because they do need a defensive tackle. And now they're seeing too many of them off the board.
They're on the phone. They can have Verse and Fisk. That would be fucking dope.
Mine just froze too.
So I think this is, where Miami fans keep saying that they're not interested and that nobody's been talking about the draft and blah, blah, blah. It's because you only listen to other Miami people. This has probably been the most hyped up draft since 2016. I think 2016 was this big outcome of defensive players. But anyways, long story. I think that this is going to be an extremely good draft. The draft will be more so great talent coming out of it. Just the quarterback situation is going to be a lot more bust than people anticipate. So, unfortunately, I think people are going to see this draft as a big bust because of just the fact that they're taking quarterbacks. And it's way too soon. It was way too soon when they started it last night. It was a joke. I feel sorry for all of the great players that are going to come out of this draft, because the only thing anybody's going to talk about in 5 years is how big of a bust all these quarterbacks were.
I think it's really going to be bad.
But guys, I want to go ahead and bring in. We've got our first guest of the night, Ryan from Garnet Noles. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up and then fix my lighting that just crashed there behind me.
What's up, guys? Hey, happy Friday. How are you guys doing?
Hey.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Braden Fisk was just picked by the Rams.
Let's fucking go.
That's awesome.
Chris Colman said they drafted up, and as soon as I seen that logo and realized what was going on, Jared Verse and Braden Fisk to the Rams. The same place that drafted Jalen Ramsey, correct? PJ or LaMarcus Joyner. There's some really grabbing guys. So
they got Asante Samuel not too long ago as well.
Yeah, Sante Samuel. I forgot all about him.
Damn, they're becoming the new Buffalo Bills, aren't they? The Buffalo Noles is what I used to call them, but now apparently it's the LA Noles, maybe.
Well, that was the Chargers, actually.
Was it? Okay, never mind.
But
and then the Jags for Jalen Ramsey, technically, but then he got traded to the Rams. And now, is he still with the Dolphins?
Yeah, he is.
Nice.
I think I got my backdrop fixed. Man, that's always something. But fuck, man, that's the one. That's the one we were hoping for. For Verse and Fist to be on the same team. Holy shit, that's going to be fun to watch. What do y'all think about that whole they run the 3-4 and putting Verse at the outside linebacker? I know a lot of people weren't too happy and making kind of a big deal about that, but I kind of trust McVay to use him in what way is going to be best for him. And they said it's going to be mostly edge. But, I mean, we've seen him working out, doing those drops and things, getting ready for the draft. He can handle it.
Yeah. He's fast enough. He's got the wheels. And what I like about Fisk is his engine never stops. I mean, literally the guy plays every single play like it's the last play. There's plenty of talented guys in the league, but at the end of the day, teams want guys who are, start to the end, right? I mean, and that's what he brings to the table. I'm excited about Keon too, man. I know I joined a little late, but man, I'm happy for him. And for those of you, we have had. Do you guys know Melina Myers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she does all the photography for FSU. We've had her on the show, I think twice, and she.
I didn't even know she did podcasts. That's awesome.
Excuse me, I told you guys the last time that the next time she's on, I wanted to be on.
No, we haven't had her on since last year, but okay. I can tell you that I was so excited for her because she's a huge Bills Nation, person, and
okay.
very very excited for them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of her work, so yeah, I know. I told them, I was like, well, the next time she's on, I want to be on. I love her. Yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's not like she doesn't want to be the media personality or on like shows all the time, but
I know.
And for those of you who don't know, she's also a professor at Florida State, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, she's definitely busy.
Yep.
Well, I don't understand why Florida State fans would be irritated with. And I know I'm going backwards. I'm not acknowledging what was said because I will go to that, but. That's what Verse was doing for us already. Only because he got down in the post doesn't mean that he's not basically playing the outside linebacker. Yeah, we played we didn't play 3-4, but I don't know if people just don't understand the difference in 3-4, 4-2-5. I don't know if people just don't pay attention to it. And that's fine if you don't, but that's technically the exact same thing that he's already doing. It's not out of the realm of what his ability is. But Melina, that young lady has been, I forget what photos it was last year. I said, can I get those and use them? She was like, yes. Do you want me to, just make sure that I credited you? And she was like, only if you want to. And I thought she was joking, like, don't, duh. And she's like, no, really, if you don't want to, it's fine. I was like, no, I just wanted to make sure you were good with it, really, more so than not.
Yeah, and you get so many good Keon shots. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. They were. That one hand, or what was it? The one that was in the corner of the end zone that she took. That was,
definitely the GOAT. Some of the most classic pictures of all time. Rock and Roll Pepper Show. Usually our guy. He's informed us this is not a draft party. He's out, but okay. We love you, man. I don't know what is. Does this not qualify? Is this not a draft party? I was wondering what to name this thing, but I don't know.
Are we supposed to celebrate the other losers from ACC schools that get drafted? Like, I'm not doing that.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's a Friday night. We're all Nole fans, and we knew a few guys would be coming off the boards. Hey, now sooner than later, and it was a chance for us to all hang out. So I consider it. Yeah. Hey, we're watching the draft, and we are having a online party. So it is a watch party, right? I mean, that's what it is. So
there you go. I agree. Antoine Stone says the Rams really dropped the OLB into coverage versus the perfect fit. No, I just like to poke fun at this because it seems like yearly it's this giant freaking argument online where people try to tell me this guy's a linebacker coming out of school B when he's really just a defensive end or an offensive linebacker. It's like, in this day and age, when you say linebacker, you're talking about inside and weak side linebackers, middle linebacker, guys in the 4-2-5.
Yep.
Not the third linebacker in the 4-3 who's like rushing all the time, or the stand-up guy in the 3-4. It's just not. It's a different position. Call it OLB, call it defensive end. It just depends on what team you go to. Khalil Mack, I believe, was listed, as a linebacker in college, then DN when he gets to, Jared Verse didn't instantly become an offensive linebacker now that he's at the Rams. That's just where he fits.
Yeah.
But anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
People will really argue on that shit. Like, I forget what his name is. Jamonte Waller coming out last year, 275 pounds, and Florida people are telling me he's a linebacker. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You can call him a linebacker if you want. That ain't a fucking linebacker.
Pretty no girl in the chat representing Tampa. I'm also a Tampa person, so hey, you don't have to be a Buccaneer. I'm actually
a Bucs fan.
I'm a Jaguars fan, and I live in Tampa, and I'm an Nole fan. So that's how it goes. And I live in Tampa, so.
Well, we all can't be Super Bowl winning teams, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, that is.
We have to make.
Who are the Rams gonna go with? The pick is in. I don't even know who they want.
Is it the Rams now?
The Eagles.
You said Rams.
Unless I'm behind. Am I way the fuck behind?
Cooper
DeJean,
back from Iowa, just got drafted.
Cooper DeJean, the great white hope at cornerback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the. Has there been a white
I'll take offensive lineman. I've never even heard of him.
Cooper DeJean?
No. I'm saying if I've never hear about a lot of quarterbacks out of Iowa. I take offensive linemen anytime they want. If they want to send any Iowa offensive linemen down to Florida State, I'm happy to have.
I'm sorry. Did you just say they took a cornerback?
Cornerback. Yeah.
So. Okay.
Yeah.
What is it, Jen?
Nothing. Nothing. A cornerback out of Iowa. I think you know what I'm saying here. I'm not going to try and say it.
Alrighty. The next.
A white cornerback, really? We're going to take them in the second round of the damn draft. Am I the only one who can say this? Honest. Come on, guys.
I just think you missed the beginning part of it because you're just like, yeah, that's the whole joke. That was the whole, like, we're with you, Jen. Okay. Cooper DeJean, the great white hope, the white cornerback from Iowa. We're with you. It's like the craziest shit. But we're hoping he can be that guy to just represent the first white corner for all corners from the middle of the cornfield out there for sure.
Do you know how many white cornerbacks out of Iowa have been taken in the NFL lately? I mean, there's been a lot. Now tell me what they've done. And they continue to do this. Does Iowa have something on the NFL?
Yeah, it's like the University of Florida drafting cornerbacks,
There's been a bunch of white cornerbacks drafted from Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The only ones that are actually in the NFL.
That goes to show why this isn't really an NFL draft party. I'm just not up on it, I guess. But yeah, I agree. It's we'll see what he does, but he's awful hyped and he damn sure ran fast. What did he run, a 4.33?
Yeah, he's got length, man. He's pretty well built for the position.
Okay.
Well, Kool-Aid's going to the Saints. If they just traded up,
they traded it. I see it now.
Yeah, it'll be Kool-Aid that goes. It's got to be.
What a great name.
All right, now let's see if it's two in a row.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's a name you'll never hear. Like that's one that died with like 2000's parents. Like nobody in 2020 is naming their kid Kool-Aid.
That's who they picked.
Nailed it. I must be on a little bit of a delay here.
I'm on a delay too.
What are you guys watching on? I'm using YouTube TV.
I'm using ESPN's tracker on my laptop, but it keeps freezing.
Yeah.
Stream East, baby. We're not paying nobody for this bullshit. But yeah, Kool-Aid's a beast. Can't be many guys to get a Bernardo at this point.
Yeah, to the Jags, I hope.
Be nice.
I said Fisk was getting picked by the Rams way before they picked him.
Didn't they have like a 2-day meeting with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the hope. That's like the perfect fingers crossed. I didn't predict it or anything, but it was there. It was on the board. But y'all definitely nailed Keon going first, like right out of the gate. I kind of thought, I really bought that maybe it would be flipped, that Braden would go ahead of him, but it played out. I mean, really kind of like everybody expected. Keon at 33 and Braden broke into the top 40. So,
well, I think this has been a surprising draft of only offensive players, right, in the first round. I mean, look at all the quarterbacks that went. And I don't know. I mean, again, I agree with everybody that says this is going to be the weakest class of quarterbacks anybody's ever seen. It's going to be multiple busts.
Until the Jets pick.
Oh, then it'll be an even bigger bust, won't it?
Jordan Travis is likely going to go to the Jets.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Hey, so I have an interesting question for you guys, and this is a prediction kind of thing in the long run. Let's fast forward 5 years, because I know the Keon show, man, all-purpose wide receiver, gets a ton of yards after the catch. But fast forward 5 years, who is the more productive wide receiver as far as touchdowns goes? Is it Keon or is it Johnny Wilson?
Johnny Wilson.
I think it's Johnny Wilson.
What do you think, Chris?
Here's the reason why it's going to be Keon. Keon's going to have the ability to be underneath a lot more. The only time that you're going to see, it's going to be like Kelvin Smith with Johnny Wilson. Not Kelvin Smith. Listen to me.
Benjamin, yeah.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
You just created the perfect wide receiver, by the way. Kelvin Benjamin,
Kelvin Smith.
But Kelvin was, to me, more talented than Johnny. Was a better wide receiver than Johnny. And you saw what he was able and capable of doing in the NFL. And I think that he was with a great quarterback, in my opinion. I think he was in a good offensive. He could have been that guy. Johnny's never going to be asked to be that guy. Keon will be asked to be that guy.
I honestly wish that Tom Brady was still playing in the NFL and was playing for the Patriots, and they would pick up Johnny Wilson, because I think that would be such a perfect match for him. I can't explain it, but I think that would be such a perfect match for him. And that sucks for him,
Yeah, I think Johnny Wilson will be the matchup nightmare in the end zone corner.
I agree. I think he is. Yeah.
Well,
I think he's
Yeah, I agree. I just, for the reasons with Josh Allen picking up Keon Coleman and kind of the reasons that Chris said, I won't say it again, but that's kind of the reason I think Keon's going to be the guy. But Johnny definitely has the ability. He's got all the ability, kind of the size and everything that Kelvin had, maybe a little bit his mind better in the game. So we'll see how he develops over the years. He may end up being a tight end before it's all over with. We don't know how it'll play out. But
that was Kelvin Benjamin's issue. I mean, right, was mentality.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
Kelvin Benjamin's issue was mentality. If Kelvin Benjamin had been locked in mentality-wise and really put his mind to it, I think he could have been one of the best wide receivers in the league, but he was just never that interested in football as a whole. Like, he was just he knew he could make a few, some money, which is, hey, I would too if I was that size. But even at Florida State, he just didn't have a ton of motivation.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and add our fifth guest as we fill up here before we start cycling through. Our guy, Chip Westerly of Spear Addicts and Unconquered 850 joins the panel as we get ready for our next pick. Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin, man, he had it all. He had all the ability. It's a shame how it worked out. Yep. But kind of him and Carlos too.
Yeah.
Even Telvin, like NFL didn't pan out for them, but they had just everything. And it was just a ton of fun to watch them while they were there. You know what I mean? For sure. It's going to be fun. That's what I was telling Chris earlier today when we were talking offline. Like, to finally get this 15, whatever guys enter the NFL, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch next year and just have Noles be a part of just about every matchup. But what's going on, Chip? What do you think so far? We got the Rams fucking hooked up with both.
Well, we know the Rams aren't scared. The Rams aren't scared to draft anybody from FSU.
Facts. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I did not see that happening. But, I mean, hey, kudos to the Rams.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, listen, as a Florida State fan, there was the last couple years, there was multiple games that, like, I would have never watched Rams games if Ramsey hadn't been there. If a bunch of so many players that FSU over the years has sent there in the last 4 to 5 years, and it's just been kind of like if the Jags weren't playing, I was watching the Rams because I wanted to see those guys play, and that's probably going to be the same this coming season.
Well, I will say, as a Jags fan, I am perfectly happy with our first pick.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah, and hopefully maybe we pick up Renardo.
Yeah, that would be nice. It's a beautiful day to be a FSU/Rams fan. That was James I was just talking to. Him and Trey are pumped up, kind of celebrating Keon Coleman, his lost cousin there, and Keon's uncle or older brother, or whatever it is to Trey, whenever people ask him. But he's going to jump on here in a little bit. And I'm going to try to get the draft up. I'm trying to keep all this together. Y'all feel free to, it's a party, guys. I was told it wasn't enough of a party feel. So, Chip, what's up, man? Bring the party feel.
The party feel. Okay.
But definitely the one next to you is the party.
Is she the one? She is the center of attention right now.
Yes.
She is kind of at the center of the screen.
Yeah.
She is the life. I can attest she is the life of the party. There's no doubt about that.
You guys might have already talked about this before I joined, and I know it's been probably talked about to death from this week. Have you guys talked Michael Penix Jr. yet?
No.
Wow, that pick
But I
came
would
out of
love to pick that.
nowhere.
No, I actually did mention that Kirk Cousins was very upset about it.
Did you guys see the video of the owner getting an explanation from the GM? And the GM's like,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, the owner walks down and you could see not thrilled, and the GM's like, someone even tried to analyze what he was saying, but clearly trying to explain the thinking behind it. So I feel like there might have been a few different hats in that ring, and that the GM might have just made the call, and it wasn't maybe universally agreed upon for sure in the Falcons.
The tension, it looked like you could cut the tension with a knife. It definitely looked like everybody was like, oh shit, what just somebody messed up. Did that really just happen?
Yeah.
So you wonder how that happens. You'd think everybody would be on the same page when they make that call in, but it's wild. Somebody in the chat joked and they said that they were going to pick take another quarterback when they traded up into the 30s earlier.
Yeah.
Well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is it's going to be the same situation as Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. You're going to have somebody probably sit for about 3 years, and by that time, I think Kirk Cousins will be 80 years old, and then maybe re-sign him, restructure his deal instead of giving him picking up that 5th-year option, and then seeing what they got in him.
Yeah.
And I just joke about Kirk Cousins being 80 years old.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Duke can still go out there and sling it.
Yeah, and he's a good human. From what I've seen, I don't know if you guys watch the Hard Knock stuff or the quarterback show or whatever. That it seems like a really nice guy, and I always appreciate nice guys behind the scenes. And
another quarterback.
Is there anyone in a better situation potentially if Jordan Travis does go to the Jets? Probably not to this round, but if he does, then sitting probably a year at max too behind Aaron Rodgers, and then taking over as heir apparent. I mean, you're talking about just sitting there pretty, man, ready to go and learning from whether you love him or hate him. I personally like Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterback minds in the country, and then getting a chance clearly to be the heir apparent, which I'm so happy for Jordan Travis if he goes to the Jets.
I love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I despise the Jets organization because how many quarterbacks have they absolutely destroyed?
Yeah.
I mean, the organization is ran like a freaking circus. Jordan Travis, to me, would be better off going to Seattle or somewhere where they can actually groom a quarterback.
Yeah. Do you agree, though, that that's probably the Jets is probably the most likely situation that he starts soonest?
Wow.
because he might play elsewhere, but I don't think it would be as quick. I don't see Aaron Rodgers going more than this year. Just me personally.
I honestly, if Jordan Travis goes to the Jets, I would think like just going off what the Jets have done in the past, they'd destroy his career.
Yeah, it really depends, right? It depends on. Listen, as a Jaguars fan, all right, Duval representing Duval here. I've seen that. Yeah, someone had to do it. I've had to sit here and watch terrible drafts in the past and terrible decision making, but then something right just hits, and you get a lucky year in which they go to the playoffs, and now Trevor Lawrence, and after Urban Meyer ran that place in the ground, and then you have the resurgence under Trevor Lawrence and new coaches and everything. So I always have a hard time. I understand like the Cleveland argument and the Jets argument of like always going to be down, but I do think that sometimes the NFL not likely, but a lot of times the NFL is lightning in a bottle where right place, right time just happens to work out, and I think Jordan Travis is maneuverable enough to make in the NFL, and he doesn't take a ton of hits. Even when our offensive line was trash, and he took some hits, but he avoided a lot, and I think that's what the Jets need right now.
Well, I don't like Jordan Travis under Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah,
just because I do not like Hackett's play calling. Now Aaron Rodgers loves him, and that's the whole reason why he's the offensive coordinator for the Jets. But for Jordan Travis's sake, I would think he would dumb down the play calling like he did for Zach Wilson. And you look what happened to Zach Wilson. I'm hoping under Sean Payton, we see a completely different Zach Wilson because the dude has the tools.
Yeah, I totally agree. Packers are about to select now.
Yeah, we saw another cornerback come off before Renardo, and then a center came off the board. Seems like the picks are starting to really speed up. Maybe we can get to another couple of Noles in here. I agree.
Edrin Cooper from TAMU, Green Bay. So that's a good pick for them. I like Cooper. He's a good linebacker.
Is he the first linebacker to come off the board? But no, I agree about Jordan Travis. I think Chip touched on it when he talked about the offensive coordinator. Like, I agree with what you said about the Jets and to learn under Aaron Rodgers, that would be great. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers going down or whatever the case may be. I think the key is bringing somebody in like they did in, the Ravens in Baltimore for Lamar Jackson, for Jordan Travis. You really need somebody to build an offense around, what makes him good and what, could like really put a light on his best traits in the NFL. But we will see. As you said, Green Bay takes another linebacker. Who got next? We got Indianapolis and the New York Giants are the next two on the clock with 46 and 47.
We just had a trade. Carolina Panthers straight up.
Boom. Carolina.
Sorry, no. Jaguars traded, I think, to get Cooper. No, I'm trying to see what is it. No, Carolina traded up. Yep, here you go.
Where I think Jordan would be the best at, and here's the thing that if you don't know this, I don't have an NFL team. I really don't care for the NFL. Just to me, it's a entertainment business more so than it is football. But it's going to sound like I'm just riding this train. But
I want to see if we have the same one because I have one in mind too.
I think Sean, if he goes to the Rams, who's in front of him? Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, I love that choice. I also have the Eagles for him.
Interesting.
I like the Eagles for him. I think he could fall in that Jalen Hurts mold. I think it would be perfect for him. But I mean, the Rams too. Yeah. I mean, those are the two teams that I could see for Jordan Travis. Absolutely.
Honestly, Chris and Jim, both those teams would be ideal for him.
Yeah.
I think Sean McVay would be the perfect coach for Jordan Travis because he's open-minded. And he's also shown with all the trades and stuff where they didn't have a first-round pick for years, what he's been able to do not having high draft picks.
Boom. They ain't fucking around now, son. The pick is already in for the Panthers.
Yeah.
And I know it's behind, so y'all probably already see it. But
what's funny is what's his name? The guy announcing the pick. He looks just like Willie Taggart. I'm just to bring up the sore spot. He really does.
That is funny. He did kind of look like him, but
yeah.
And we don't have our potatoes yet. Damn it. Joking. It's a joke. It's a joke.
But yeah, Chris, expand on that about
Jonathan
the Rams. What I was trying to get to. I agree with you. I think who cares if Jordan starts next year, the year after that? Like I really agree on the Rams. Like just get him somewhere. Like there's no hurry.
I mean, it's never going to happen, obviously, like because they're set at quarterback. But how fun would it be to see? Just like if I was fantasy drafting, right, for Jordan Travis specifically, it'd be fun to see him on the Dolphins in that offense.
I just think the Dolphins are going to push whatever that boy's name is from Alabama.
Tagovailoa. You know,
that offense is fun to watch, though. Let me tell you what. I hate the Dolphins, and every time, like, man, they're exciting to watch. Like the offensive brand of football, it is fun.
I wouldn't have when that's taken away. Well, I mean, you got your first running back in the second round taken.
Yep.
Donovan Brooks ahead of Trey Benson. Bit of a surprise there, but those are the top two.
It fits the Panthers. I don't think Benson would have been good with the Panthers personally.
Well, yeah, because Benson likes to win games and the Panthers don't. So
that's the biggest.
I still like Benson going to the Cowboys.
I do too.
Oh, no.
By the way, so we're likely the Giants are up next, but then Jacksonville, watch out for Renardo. I've just seen a lot of predictions going that way, so I'm hoping for him.
What, for him to go? Did you say the Giants?
To Jacksonville. Giants are draft next, but then Jacksonville's right after that, so we're 2 picks away potentially from Renardo.
Well, that could be exciting. I mean, I would like that for him. What do you guys think in that defense? Do you think he's a little small for that defense or no?
No, I think they tend to swap. I mean, if you ever watch, like, I know if you're not a hardcore Jags fan, but they love very fast twitch, quick to the reaction, can break on the ball, run downhill kind of guys. They're not always been a team that has a bunch of over 6 foot guys. So I think he would fit well in the system because he does. If one thing Renardo does is reacts well downhill, and I think that's what the Jags need. And I think he would fit very well in that system. If he doesn't go there, I think there's a few other teams that the system would work. But I'm a little biased, but I hope he goes there.
I'm not calling Jalen Ramsey by any stretch of the imagination, but that guy that can play the corner and play the boundary and be that like really physical guy out of college does seem like the guy that they go for. And say what you want about him. I mean, he shut Neighbors down. He shut all these guys down. I don't know exactly why it is he hasn't had that hype towards the earlier rounds, but shit, I wouldn't be surprised me one bit for him to go there and just ball out, or definitely be the next cornerback off the board. Hopefully, the order where we're at pick 40.
The Giants are coming up. Yep.
7. So yeah, the Jaguars at 48, the Bengals at 49, the Eagles at 50. Then you come back around to the Steelers and the Rams.
Do y'all think the Bengals take Benson?
They could, yeah.
They could because they are minus a running back because they lost Mixon in free agency.
And
Cedric Benson, bring in Trey Benson.
I think with Benson, I think he fits them so good with what they've lost. And that's one thing I was just thinking about. I don't know.
No, I agree 100% right there. That would be hilarious. I'm not saying he's going to be Cedric Benson. Here's a guy that was in the league for 15, 20 years, it seems like. But yeah.
Do you mean Mixon, right?
Cedric Benson played for the Bengals for a little bit.
Oh, okay. So they didn't lose Joe
they
Mixon,
just
right?
lost
No,
Mixon.
not recently. I'm just talking about, a guy that is just known. When you think of Cincinnati running back Cedric Benson was a big guy for them for a lot of years.
I mean, he'll help Joe Burrow, I guess.
They helped him out getting that tackle. I think that was huge. Hopefully getting that tackle helps him out.
Yeah.
Well, the Bengals are only going to go as far as Burrow can take them. If they can't keep Burrow upright, then they're screwed.
That's why they need to take offensive lineman. They don't need Benson
they really do.
They don't need Benson first. I don't want Benson going there. Y'all can like it. I don't like it.
I mean, I'm not saying I would like it or think it's the best move for them. I just could see it happening.
It might be the best move for them, but it's a terrible move for. It's just not good for Benson, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
The best organization for Trey Benson to go to is Dallas.
Agreed.
Because with Dallas re-signing Zeke, you're going to have a 1-2 punch of both of them.
They're not on the clock till 56. He'd have to survive 1, 2.
Do you mean Ezekiel Elliott?
5, 6.
Yes, Cowboys are re-signing Zeke.
Do you mean that old ass man who hasn't done a damn thing since he's been signed by the Cowboys? Look, the Cowboys' number one quarterback or running back is Tony Pollard. I don't know where this Ezekiel Elliott stuff comes from.
Tony Pollard isn't with Dallas anymore.
Oh, did they get rid of him?
Yeah, he signed with the Titans.
Fuck! What an idiot.
Tyler Nubin, New York Giants select Tyler Nubin, safety, Minnesota.
Well, who else is going to wear? I mean, I guess the Cowboys need their short shirt, running backs. I guess they need those. So good luck. Now you have painted nails running backs, short shirts. Good for you. And he's never going to do a damn thing. And by the way, the Cowboys should have taken Jalen Ramsey that year instead of Ezekiel Elliott. And don't at me either, anybody else. Sorry.
Oh, I thought they were supposed to take Johnny Manziel. Remember all that hype that year?
Well, they wanted to win games, and everybody knew Johnny Manziel was. Although the Cowboys have never been that serious about winning games since Miami was last relevant. So who knows? Yeah,
they're consistently a 9 to 10 win team, barely on the cusp.
They are the Miami Hurricanes of the NFL. We all know this.
I think you're giving Miami too much credit.
Grab a safety.
Well, I can say this: all the hate against Dak is a quality quarterback.
He is, yeah. The pick is in for the Jags already. They're ready to go. So,
is it going to be Renardo?
I hope so.
I know all the Jags fans on Twitter are going to be fired up if they'll pick Renardo.
Well, you got two on the screen right now with you.
I'm like Chris. I don't really have a team, but I generally if you hold me down, I'll say the Bucks. But I got family in Jacksonville. I've always pulled for them. I was a big John Brunell fan as a kid coming up.
Well, I mean, I don't root for the Titans at all because most Titans fans are also Vols fans, and they can all just go jump off a bridge as far as I'm concerned.
You don't like the Titans? I don't think anybody on this show would have any fucking clue of
Mason
that.
Smith,
anytime you even
tackle.
say Tennessee, Jen goes, "Fuck that motherfucker in the ass."
Well, I mean, he fits one of our one of our needs.
They just Mason Smith, defensive tackle.
Damn it, that's definitely a need for you guys, though. How many?
Can I be a dick for a second?
Go ahead.
I told y'all Jacksonville wasn't gonna make the right move.
Yep, I think you're right.
I needed them to make sense. I think they need a defensive tackle. I don't think Mason Smith's bad.
No, Mason Smith's
I think
good.
You need Renardo more.
Is it just us that he just was constantly dinged up against Florida State, or seems like he has.
Well, no, the second time he was suspended for signing autographs, right?
Yeah.
Hey, can we talk about the ridiculousness of Tony Khan wearing the neck brace to play up the AEW wrestling injury that he had fictitiously on the show?
Hey man, he's taking kayfabe seriously.
Yeah. AEW struggling right now. They had to sell filler seats in the Jacksonville show this past week. They had to get and they asked for 100 people to be filler seats in the front row. But he's living the wrestling life, wearing the neck brace.
Oh man, like that makes hearing people talk about the owners in the NFL makes me really happy that I'm not like just a big, have a fan of a team, because I couldn't imagine, having to deal with that.
Yep.
Like the thing about the NFL is all these teams have enough money to pretty much make a run, to go do this, to go do that, to be sitting there and just on draft day thinking, oh God, the perfect guy is right there. And they take a kicker. Imagine being a Bucs fan, and I am kind of a Bucs fan, but as I said, more about the players. The Bucs took Roberto Aguayo in the first round. Like, I'm a big fan, love Roberto Aguayo, ran into him at the hotel, but a kicker in the first round of the draft, we're giving you guys shit about taking quarterbacks early.
Yeah,
they took
it put unfair pressure on the guy too. That's why I always felt bad for Roberto.
Yeah, that was a shitty situation, because unless he just came out and hit 60-yarder on 60-yarder, like he could have been Justin Tucker, and still there would have been people that talk shit about taking a kicker in the first round. But anyway, shout out to Roberto Aguayo, most accurate kicker ever in a single year. I think he still holds that. It was 99%.
Is there some younger Aguayo that's almost 18 years old that we can take on?
I'm not sure if the third removed. I don't know if the next legacy will work out, but I'm down if he's out there.
Chris Jenkins, defensive tackle to Cincinnati.
Chris, you look deep in thought. What's going on?
I like listening to what everybody says and then thinking about what I say.
Chris Jenkins' name is spelled incorrectly too. Not really, but I don't like people who name Chris that starts with a K.
Well, how about when Atlanta went to do the big introduction thing on Facebook, instead of Michael Penix, they put Michael Penis.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, Warchant hasn't done any better, and 247 screwed up today. 247 put out that Keon Coleman was a 32nd pick in the second round. I'm like, no. 33rd pick in the second round. Can't have the 32nd pick in the – how does this work, people? Pay attention to what you're putting down. And then yesterday you had Warchant said that he was going to the Vikings but made the graphic right. And then you had Florida State, our own people, which I hate talking bad about our people, but damn people, make sure you did your shit right. They tagged the wrong Jared Verse. How do you do this?
What would you say you do here?
Ways since MLK 2019 is all I can say. We've came a long ways. But they still make mistakes here.
Yeah, but tell me you're new here without telling me you're new here.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that MLK. I forgot about that.
And Chris, what do you think the best landing spot for Jaheim Bell would be?
Me personally?
Yes.
You're going to hate this. But the Jets?
I had two teams in mind. I had the Jets and I had the Ravens.
Ooh, the Ravens would be good too.
Because he's a hybrid player. You can put him at an H-back. You can put him as a tight end. I mean, he didn't run the ball as much at Florida State as I thought that maybe he would.
Right.
But we know he's capable of it just because of what he did at South Carolina.
Hey, look, the Jaguars might know something. I thought for sure the Commanders were going to pull Renardo if he was available. I'm glad they didn't. But they just picked a corner up. But I don't know, man, what some of these NFL GMs see. Because they picked a corner earlier from Rutgers, and I'm like, what?
Mike Sanders still from Michigan?
Yeah. He's good. I mean, I'm not going to knock that kid. I think he's a good corner.
Yeah, he was in the playoffs. Yeah.
Renardo,
when Balky traded the number 17 pick,
shut down every fucking body he saw. Who got off on Renardo?
Yeah, when Balky traded the number 17 pick last night, I was about flipped because I knew we needed a wide receiver. And like I said, Brian Thomas, pretty much every Jags fan, Brian Thomas was at the top of the board. And they must know something that we don't know. They knew to go back 6 places.
It's all on potential. I get it. He ran a 4.3 something at the combine, but when you saw him up against physical corners and things like that earlier, I just like Chris has said a bunch of times, like those SEC defenses this year were garbage, and it's like I get it, but we saw what happened against Florida State and even Alabama to a certain extent, but I'm not blown away by it. We'll see what happens when they all get in the league, if they all turn out to be the killers that everybody think they are.
I can't say, that Georgia had a bad defense, but it damn sure ain't what it's been.
Well, not Georgia's. I mean, I'm not going to talk shit about Georgia's defense, but
Jen, you're muted.
Georgia's far and away removed from everybody else in the conference. Like we are.
Like Georgia and Alabama, and then there's everybody else in the SEC, and it's not even close. I don't know why anybody keeps talking about how hard the SEC is. Look, sign me up. Play Tennessee, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Excuse me. I do not see this as a murderous row. I see it as a joke. Alabama and Georgia might occasionally lose to those losers, but those losers never go on to win anything. So until the other teams in the SEC actually win anything, fuck off. Nobody gives a shit about you.
Yeah, Ole Miss is probably in my opinion, Ole Miss is going to be the next.
No, they won't.
I think they're going to be the next team in the SEC to take that next step and compete for the SEC title. I think you just pay attention to the portal and all the players that they're getting. I mean, he's stacking talent.
Right. Let me show you.
That's fine, but their head coach is going to be too busy trying to get the Florida job next year. I hate to break it to anybody else. Ole Miss is not going to win anything next year.
I might could get with you if Texas and Oklahoma didn't just join the conference. So that's who my money's on to compete next.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss, I don't think people realize how fathomlessly empty their trophy case is.
I'm so glad that we all love Florida State, because I disagree with both of you, all of you, on all of this.
Really?
But, yes.
Do you think Ole Miss is going to be good?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so then we agree.
Let's define what good is. I mean, do you consider a 10-win season? Like, I predict at least a 10-win season. I think that's good. I'm not saying they're going to be undefeated, but
I could get there. But you said
you said
I just don't think they can.
Yeah, I said competing with for the SEC championship. It doesn't mean that they win it. It doesn't mean that they. It just means that I think they're going to consistently be in the running. Yeah.
Well, maybe I need to get context, but Texas is going to walk in and Sarkisian's going to shoot himself in the foot. And I'm just going to be honest with you.
I agree with you on that.
I think that they have every bit of the talent, but Sarkisian's Mario Cristobal just now in the SEC.
And he drinks alcohol instead of coffee.
Damn.
Okay.
He came off the top rope with that one on Sarkisian. Cristobal in the SEC.
I'm going to tell you who's going to be dangerous in the SEC. And Jen's not going to prefer this one. But I think who's going to give people the more problems is Auburn is going to give more people problems than Ole Miss does.
With time.
Shit, I think Hugh Freeze pulls that shit out of his back pocket this year.
I disagree.
Hugh Freeze is a hell of a coach. I mean, minus when he's in the strip clubs and shit.
Until it gets more prostitutes. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Well, damn, if it takes prostitutes to get him to win, then get him prostitutes. Shit.
It doesn't matter. Look, Auburn fans made their own road. They made their own karma. They did all these things to fire their old coach. They made up a rumor that he was having an affair. They fired him.
What does that have to do with the play on the field, Jen?
And then but this is what happened.
What does that have to do with the play on the field?
Wait, George, stop it. You know how I feel about this. Stop it. Then they hired Hugh Freeze for firing Brian Harsin for cause. Okay? That is karma in your face. You are not going to win shit. And we all know look, that eagle's going to fly out and fly into a wall. I know it. You know it. We know it. Hugh Freeze is going to sit there and just be like, what? I don't know what happened. What happened to my paycheck? Who knows? Who cares? Another prostitute will just get paid. Enjoy. Have a great night.
Well, I mean, prostitutes are expensive nowadays. It's a recession.
Not Hugh Freeze's. He goes to them lot lizards over there in West Memphis, Arkansas, honey. That's what he was doing.
Those are some
At Ole
fine
Miss.
specimens. So
That's what he was doing. Ole Miss. He wasn't even getting after the good escorts. He was going down to the lot lizards in West Memphis, Arkansas. Like, if that isn't the grossest shit, that is unorganized.
it is true.
That is unorganized. You will not win anything being that disorganized in your personal life.
Well,
I'm
the
sorry.
man learned his lesson. You didn't hear anything about no whores up at Liberty. They were the picture of Christianity up there. The man was coaching from his hospital bed, Jen, and you're on here
That's the
fucking
only
attacking.
reason you didn't hear about it, because he couldn't move.
Well, I mean,
He was invalid.
yeah,
He was
but the thing is, like,
paralyzed.
hey, he had them all down pat. Hey, it's just missionary.
Well, hey, now, I think somewhere in a dark room, surrounded by lots of coffee. I think Jimbo Fisher's
Hugh
sitting there.
Freeze.
Jimbo
Yeah.
Fisher's sitting there just waiting for a mid-tier SEC program to fire their coach, so he can hop back into.
I
in
can
all
see Ole
truth-
Miss.
in
You know,
all
going
truth,
up. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest now. I really got the inside story. I already told y'all I had the DM conversation with Hugh Freeze back in the day. Yada yada. He did not have sex with any of those girls. All their stuff. It was just a bunch
Neither
of
did Bill
soaking.
Clinton, George.
It was a
Neither
bunch
did
of
Bill
soaking.
Clinton. But let's keep
There was a
going.
bunch of soaking going on. And what's
So
up, Chris?
what you're saying
got
is
this?
Hugh Freeze is the Bill Clinton of the E SEC.
That's what I just heard.
So
I did not have sexual relations with that blonde.
I
All right,
remember
let's get Chris has got something. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm trying to get it back to football. I'm willing to bet anybody that wants to bet this. But Jimbo Fisher's next head coaching job will be at the University of Arkansas.
It's possible. Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Yeah.
I can
He's
see that.
from Arkansas, correct? Isn't that where his
he's
family
from-
is and all up in the mountains?
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think he's from
And it's low tier enough of a job where they're still gonna look good when they announce him. Like, it'll be a good hire for them too.
he might be from fucking Arkansas. Shit, I don't
I
know.
want to say it's like West, like it's either West Virginia
from
or
West
Arkansas.
Virginia.
He's from West
West
Virginia.
Yeah.
It's like him, Saban, all of them are like from these like coal mine / farming towns up there. His story is pretty cool. Back when he was the FSU coach, I watched that. Whatever. ESPN.
Hey, just as
Wherever
long
he can
as
go, where he can have peanuts and a Coke, he'll be happy. You know.
just as long as he leaves candy in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Ugh. Leave her ass in Gainesville, okay? I don't. Yeah, no, she needs to stay in Gainesville.
We just go straight to the worst. It's like we're bad.
Wait, was that wrong? Was that me?
So who's on the clock?
Indianapolis.
Mitchell
they
just got
picked.
picked from Texas to the Colts.
Yep.
A lot of people talked a lot of shit about he was going to go way ahead of this person and that person. So I was surprised to see him fall that far, to be honest. And a good 10, 15, almost 20 spots behind Keon.
How cool would it be for Jaheim Bell to get picked up as a backup or even an opposite side tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs so he won a Super Bowl?
I agree. It's so hard, tight ends. It's all about measurables and kind of, what they can do. It's one of all the positions, like you can't really look at production in college. It's the least effective. Like you can really project guys forward. The only thing that worries me is he doesn't have the height. So I don't know if teams give a shit about that. But like as far as missed tackles and yards after the catch, Jaheim Bell is in some crazy league all off by himself. Like it's nowhere near close. Anybody ever that's played college football, it's pretty amazing when you see that chart. So
Yeah.
I feel like somebody should take a chance.
He just got injured and didn't get to show it all up, but he's legit.
Dude, if Kansas City can make Blake Bell, poor man's Tim Tebow, into a relevant tight end, then they could do wonders with Jaheim Bell.
All I know is I told people if you go back and look at it, because I think Bell could possibly be at an LA team. But I said that I thought that this draft was going to be a huge tally to Cali this year. And so far, they've pulled two of them to California, as in Jared Verse and Fisk. So I think Jaheim Bell could end up in LA as well, just depending on what the Jets do is going to be it's going to answer a lot of questions for me as far as where they're steering toward.
I find it really hard to believe that they spent as much time with Travis to not go Jordan Travis in the next pick.
I agree.
Let's see.
Man,
I think
Washington, all these damn picks. They do have a lot of picks.
Dallas really enjoy. They like Jordan. And a lot of people didn't even know he went.
Please don't go to Dallas, Jordan. Please.
I just listen. I'm happy for Jordan wherever he goes, just because it's such a good story, you know.
But Dallas is like Mario for quarterbacks. They're quarterback killers. Like, stop.
I don't know, man.
Jordan.
Dak is legit, man. I love Dak.
No, Dak and Tony were both good.
Yeah.
You just don't like winning games.
And
like
Tony,
playoff
well, I'm
games?
not a Dallas fan, but Tony Romo is also like my favorite commentator now on NFL games. He's so entertaining.
Yeah. I think they should have kept Tony Romo, to be fair. I mean, I know he retired on his own, I guess. I don't know.
They couldn't because they couldn't keep an offensive line together so that his back wouldn't get broke for the third time. And God, y'all, I'm so sorry. But Dak, I said it the day that Dallas picked him up. The Dallas Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl as long as Dak Prescott is their quarterback. It will not happen.
I am so grateful that you agree.
He's just not.
He's Dante Culpepper. He's
not
all
even
right.
Dante.
Not even.
He is.
And see, Chris forgot to mention that Tony Romo broke his back the first time picking up Jessica Simpson.
Well, wouldn't you pick up Jessica Simpson too?
I don't. We talking about pre the gained weight or pro?
Hey, she looks really good now, and back then she was tiny. In the Romo days, she was tiny.
Well, back
she
then
was Daisy Duke.
Well, back then I'd have done things illegal to her in 48 states and Puerto Rico.
Yikes. Because everything's legal in Puerto Rico.
Pretty much.
I wasn't even sure if I could do this, but this thing's getting pretty thick. Boom. Vince joins the show with Garnet and Gold.
Welcome,
Hey.
Just to let everybody know, I don't know. I was hoping to get all the picks in, but the way it's looking, this may go to like freaking midnight. So everybody feel free to stay as long as you want to go. If you want to pop out, pop back in, whatever the thing. I'm thinking maybe another 30, 40 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to make it through the entire draft. But anyways, what's up, Vince?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I was listening to you guys, and sounds good. You guys are doing a good job. There's a lot of pro football talk here that I am not really the best person for that.
None of us are,
But
me either.
But I'm more than happy to share some of the goodness with you guys. So,
well, how are you feeling about our first three picks? These are kind of the ones we knew were coming.
Yeah, I was super stoked for Jared Verse, of course, and then I had to weather all the Gator nonsense when Pearsall went before Keon. So, but
I mean,
I can't hate on Pearsall. I think he's talented.
No, I can't either. It's just that when you have very little to hang your hat on, you're going to hang your hat on something, and strike the banners. Get them going. But I was very shocked to see Braden Fisk go to the Rams as well. I mean, I heard Ryan, you saying a little bit ago, it gives me another reason to watch the Rams. I'm going to love watching those guys play together.
Just seems like I'm going to have to watch the Rams. Because I talk about all the time. I used to be avid. Like, I watched 7 hours of Sunday Ticket every week. I just got so wrapped up in the college game and kind of being specialized. But back in the day, it was, just Seminole after Seminole after Seminole. They ended up with LaMarcus Joyner, Ramsey. We talked about all the
Yeah.
names earlier, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. And Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, those are two guys that are going to be good for a very long freaking time. Like, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be great because of the chemistry between those two guys too. I'm excited to see how that develops in the pros.
Somebody's got a somebody's playing the draft or something.
It's me. I'm trying to shut it down. There we go. I got it.
Sorry,
Not me, boss. Not me.
Sorry, it was me.
headset.
I was clicking on something on ESPN to see if I could get this sped up because mine is so behind. And then it went and played a commercial, and I was like, crap. That's what it was.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You was on to something there.
Yeah, you were. I'm sorry.
Well, I have forgotten. Vince was on to something.
No, I was just saying how I'm just anxious to watch their friendship and the way they play off each other just continue into the pros.
That's right.
It was really great. It's really great to see the camaraderie in the team all the time, but to see that happen, then transition into the pros. The pro game, in my opinion, needs more of that kind of stuff. So, looking forward to that.
Like brothers in baseball, like Mike Martin used to always like to sign brothers and things. Like, yeah, it's the NFL, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're a professional, everybody's professional to come in, but right off the bat, to get 2 first-round types like that, one at tackle, or whatever they call it in that system. I guess Jared Verse will technically be like a rover in the 3-4 and the 5-2, however they do it. But anyways, I'm not an X's and O guy. He's an outside linebacker or whatever. They're going to be playing right next to each other. So I could imagine on stunts and twists and all the different things, it's going to be a lot of fun seeing them cover for each other. So, yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. I cannot wait for the first game of the NFL season next year. But that's what your players getting there does for you. I don't know. The last – did we miss a pick there?
Nothing of note. Browns are picking now.
It doesn't matter what the Browns do. Is that what you're saying, Ryan?
Yeah, it's non-consequential.
That's the same as I feel about the Titans.
Michael Hall Jr., Ohio State.
Okay, so you're right.
Jameis will end up getting some quality snaps this year for the Browns because I don't see Deshaun staying healthy.
Yeah, I hope Jameis finally does earn a starting spot again. That would make.
What if Jameis brings the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs?
Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah,
I'm telling you what,
he'd be eating the W every day.
I would love it.
I just want it for Jameis, not the Browns.
Exactly.
Yeah, who cares about them?
No one's had a better PR turnaround than that man too, with all the podcasts he's on now. I mean, he's like.
What about the commercial? What about the commercial?
That was awesome.
I'm well known at Publix.
I'm known at Publix.
I one time had to bring some crab legs back.
Y'all, Publix crab legs are the shit. So I don't understand how this is such a big issue.
Yeah.
If I was given public crab legs for free, I'd take them too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hell, if you're Hugh Freeze, you just like Publix
butter,
crabs.
I mean,
Jesus. Let's see. The Miami Dolphins on the clock.
I mean, I don't even know if they have those kind of crabs at Publix. Can you imagine how many of those fuckers you'd have to eat to get full?
That's more of a Winn-Dixie.
what?
Oh boy, here we go.
No, that'd be like a grocery outlet.
IGA.
It's more like you could make like a grits.
Look
bowl.
at Josh Daniel and the boots. He looks like a fool. Josh Daniel looks like someone's like child that they let in, and he's not supposed to be there.
Dude, you want to talk about some guys that gets miles in the NFL? Josh McDaniels. Is he a head coach again?
Who?
Josh McDaniels. The guy he's the offensive coordinator for 3 years at the Patriots, then he'd go get a head coaching job. Fail fucking miserably. Go back to being offensive coordinator. Go get another job. Fail miserably. Come back and be the offensive coordinator for the Patriots. Wash, rinse, and repeat. How many jobs has he had?
That's what
I
you
know
call
he had
failing
people.
upward. You fail
Yeah,
upward.
and you took my word. I was gonna say that's called failing up, and
Yeah.
only coaches and news anchors get away with this bullshit. They get to lose or they get to lie on national TV, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. They just get more money, and they get to just say, "Hey, here's $2 million. Sit at home. Don't work.
Do nothing.
Enjoy."
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. By the way, you guys probably already know this, but I just making sure the baseball team and the softball team both won tonight. So
Yes, they did.
softball team, I think run ruled their team there. So
Who was baseball playing tonight?
Duke. Oh, they were away at Duke. Yeah, Duke currently number 6. So
About to say they're a top 10 team. Maybe.
yeah.
Who'd the Dolphins pick up? Who the Dolphins get?
Patrick Paul,
Patrick
Tackle.
Paul.
Houston.
That's a good pickup, to be honest.
Hey, his positives that they're listing
Yeah.
on TV is huge. That's
That's
one of
what
his
it's- yeah.
attributes. It
That's
just says
right. Huge.
That's fantastic.
Was he a tackle? I'm fucking so
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, but literally they had a bullet point and it said positives and it said huge.
Yeah.
That's a big man.
They need help for Tua. If they're gonna keep him out of concussion protocol, like, especially
All right,
with
we got
I'm
a
still on.
best fit here for Trey Benson and
I agree
the
with
Cowboys
that.
here.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm still on. I just had to turn off my camera for 1 minute. I gotta go check my front door.
What's
That's
Chris
all
doing? What are you doing, Chris?
If Benson goes to the Dallas Cowboys, I have hope for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right now they're saying best fit. So
They're on
I
the clock. The Cowboys are
Me
on
and
the clock.
Chip, when did we and you
Yo.
start talking about Trey Benson going to the Dallas Cowboys in the draft? We talked about it the year he could have entered the draft.
Yeah.
But if he's the best fit, doesn't that mean they're gonna pick up like another defensive back? Maybe.
they'll go pick something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Offensive
I mean-
lineman, maybe.
I'm hoping Dallas doesn't Jacksonville their pick like Jacksonville usually. If they're smart, they will go Trey Benson because that is a perfect system for him behind that line. And if Dallas wants to be successful, they got to get back to what made them successful Dak's first year. Worry about the run game
Cocaine and
and then
strippers.
go off the play action pass.
What does y'all's clock say on Dallas? I got
3
4 minutes
minutes.
even.
3 minutes. and
4:48.
I got 4:02.
I got 3 minutes.
Oh
If-
shit!
if
so
the-
we're all behind except for Ryan.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
just-
minute ahead.
Ryan's
If the
got
pick
the
isn't in, does that mean
internets.
that they're gonna try and trade?
I'm at 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah,
when it
I'm
says
right
the
there with
pick
you.
is in, that means that the pick's been made. Is what
Well,
that means.
George, I get that. I'm saying if it's not in right away or if it takes too long, do you think they're gonna try and trade? Because do
They're
you
not
take
gonna
a
trade
running
this.
back at this? I mean, I know one's already been taken. I get it.
If
That's
you
all I'm gonna
see
say.
it, if you see it
the
happen in the
pick is
first
in.
round, yes.
There you go.
Second round, not so much. Dallas already put their pick in.
Let's go.
Their pick's in.
Let's
They
go.
just didn't announce it.
Trey Benson, baby. Let's go.
I mean, they still need an edge and a defensive tackle too, but they need a running back worse.
They need a linebacker. They need all kind of shit.
I don't think
I mean,
they're
it just fits with what they were trying to do the last couple years in
Yeah.
Dallas, but it just, I think it became an unhealthy issue as far as running back goes, like just not staying in shape. But yeah, I think this is it fits their run style. It fits their offense. I think it makes a lot of sense.
When they tried to make Tony Pollard the number one, their bell cow running back, it backfired. You've got to have. He's a type that's got to have a 1-2 punch with him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean he is, but like Ezekiel Elliott ain't it. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't believe in him. I don't know why
he's
anybody
not-
else
he's-
does. It's just me.
The Dallas fans are dancing.
Fucking pick still ain't in.
dude. Jerry Jones getting involved now.
He just likes to build the drama,
Gotta be under a minute.
What
Right.
they're not showing you though right now is somebody's probably changing Jerry Jones's diaper.
That was a messed up with Jason Garrett and him breathing over his neck and like that whole situation of how they ran that thing with his son.
How do you
Like,
think it's going now with Mike McCarthy? It's the same situation.
Well, Mike McCarthy is just willing to go in there and deal with all that bullshit. I agree. I mean, when in his career where he was,
Mike McCarthy gets paid in empanadas.
I wish I could get paid in
Oh,
empanadas.
that sounds like a pretty fair deal to me, actually.
if I get the chick that comes with it that cooks them,
Hell no, I want that
I'm
money.
down.
At Garden Old, we have now gotten rid of super chats. We accept empanadas.
Does YouTube cut it and give you a third of it?
Yeah,
That's right. You cut it in squares.
So FYI, guys, we have not stopped super chats. We will not
They're
take
high-fiving,
Emanada.
so apparently they got their pick in.
yeah, they're just taking their sweet time.
You're fucking with us on this.
Dude, how much old money you bet's in that picture?
Boom. TF Williams.
I see
Brand
it.
new member to the channel. Appreciate you, man. Or woman. Or they, whatever. We appreciate you.
Lord, did you just say they?
Okay.
Good God.
2024.
It's a
All
baby.
are welcome. A baby. Oh, that's the worst one.
Oh,
I won't entertain that. There's no such thing as a baby.
they
My
gotta
goodness, Dallas.
bring out the wheelchairs right now. That's what they're doing right now.
So who did they pick?
Well, they're bringing out the disabled people to announce it.
They've got to roll out the carpet, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't.
I
and
guess
literally,
they sped it up since we're getting, we've got to get this thing done at some time tonight. But now that it's back to America's team, we got to slow everything down again, I guess.
Mm.
they get treated like Alabama does. It's so ridiculous.
That's another reason, like, I slowly but surely stopped watching ESPN. Because no matter how shitty Dallas or the Yankees or whoever it is, they still get 10 minutes on Sports Center. And Florida State, the national championship, gets 30 seconds when they're on top of the world. But that's just markets for you. Oh, I see. I'm being an asshole. They're
100%.
bringing out the Special Olympics out here, though.
I
Yeah,
100% disagree with that because when Dallas loses, I love nothing more than to go watch Stephen A. Smith on Sunday mornings or Monday mornings. I'm sorry. It's the funniest shit ever. It's so funny. Maybe
That
that's
is
just
true.
me.
Stephen A. Smith, he can keep Florida State out of his mouth. I don't want to hear anything he has to say about it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm
that's
with you
true.
there.
But like the way he makes fun of Dallas, like I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
They're still just giving a speech.
We can, I guess we could like play some sound, put a clip of it to the camera for 30 seconds. As long as it's under 30 seconds, I don't think we'll get fucked up. I just played it safe instead of putting it on the screen at all. This is the worst freaking foreplay.
I'm disturbed that you called this foreplay.
Trying to, I guess it is kind of fucked up. But I've done my give a damn is busted. I'm cursing and everything. I posted this link on a nice Facebook group. They've probably already removed it.
Marshawn Nealon, Western Michigan, edge rusher.
Yeah.
That was a whole lot of
Whatever.
They just Clemson. That's right. Chris is in with the Clemsoning.
It's just not a value.
Nah, I don't get it, but
You could have taken one of any DN left in the fucking draft for the value of that pick. Meanwhile, you've got the second running back available. Like, a lot of people had him first. The shit pissed me. Same thing with Dalvin Cook, Jalen Ramsey when they're available. Like, they had so many chances to pick so many badass players.
Yeah.
Just right past them.
You'll-
Always trying to out fucking smart somebody. It was that
Yeah.
with Jerry Jones.
The only problem is right now is that the NFL as a whole is undervaluing running backs. You know, it's a quarterback and wide receiver league, and
for sure. But
that's the big problem.
You got the second running back. That's the thing. Like, none went in the first round. I get it, but it's like once you get to the beginning of the third round, it's like, when does that value arrive? The second best running back.
Chris, I know I'm about
not
to show
a third
my age.
rounder or a second rounder, excuse me.
But I remember when Emmett held out, and 4 years, $12 million was a big deal.
Yeah,
it is crazy. It's crazy. They used to be the top of the draft too, though. I mean, goes through waves, baby.
Well, I mean, I think we've just proven why Dallas is never going to win anything. That's all I'm going to say.
This guy was an edge at Western Michigan with 4 sacks. Like,
doing some things.
I guess we should have got him with Braden Fisk.
The Bucs might pick him right here, though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that'd be awesome for me. I would love that.
Well, I think they would go after a corner, maybe. No, they've already got corners this year, right?
Well, maybe they could make up for that pick of that Florida corner way back in the day. I'm still mad at that right now.
Huh? Who's their starting running back at the Bucs?
Oh God, what is his name?
It was Doug Martin last time I was paying attention.
Yeah, it was Doug Martin.
Oh shit! It was that was 5 cups of coffee ago.
Rashad White.
Yes.
So what you're trying to tell me is nobody.
Yeah.
Rashad White, then
the guy that only averaged 3.6 yards a carry.
They don't even think they need a running back.
They never drafted good running back. Think about who we had when Jameis was there. A bunch of dudes who were walk-ons in college and undrafted free agents. Jaquiz Rogers, who was completely out of the league for 2 fucking years. 2 different times the Bucs brought him, and like he's starting in games. But I'm sorry, that will piss me off. That's another reason why I stopped watching the NFL.
Dallas has got to.
These GMs really piss me off. Tampa Bay, we already had 2 all-pro linebackers, and they take 2 more in the next draft. Skip over all the skill positions. That shit. They never gave Jameis any help on the O-line, running back. He had wide receivers. That was it. But it's like, fuck, you can't pass it 60 times a game and not have 30 picks when you got no offensive line. But sorry, guys. Tristan Wirfs works out. That was a good pick.
Dallas has got to quit smoking ice, dude.
Dallas is the Miami Hurricanes of the NFL. I don't know why anybody doesn't understand
that's
this.
The Cleveland Browns. Don't give Miami that much credit.
I mean, I give their fans that much credit because that's where they are. Those fans and Dallas fans are every year, we're going to win it. 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 They haven't won it since what? Troy Aikman?
How many Miami Hurricanes have been drafted so far?
0.
Big goose egg.
It's the big 0. It's a good thing Cristobal developing players. That's all I got to say.
I mean, his development looks amazing. It's really so good.
That 22 class is a motherfucker, son. They get.
But guys, don't forget, this is the year.
Over the place out of that one.
This is the year.
Every year.
This is the year.
Yeah.
They're going to do it this year.
They're not on Miami, but they're all conference players.
Just the U is back this year, I think, you know.
Uh-huh. Yep. Rinse, wash, repeat.
I actually think they yesterday just announced they officially are winning the offseason national championship.
Did they?
What killed me? Just a month ago, all the national outlets were acting like Miami had more talent than us and we're the most talented team, and it was just coaching and experience. That's why Florida State, is still kind of the favorite for the conference. All that shit's died down here as of lately. I don't give a shit what high school recruiting rankings tell you. You think Miami is more talented than Florida State and what they've got on their campus?
Yeah, I can't wait for Martin Jones Jr. to cause Cam Ward to fumble multiple times against us.
Talent doesn't mean anything when you got a coaching staff that is as inept as they have.
They're just empty. Like Jimbo had all this talent at the end of his tenure. He had all this talent at Texas A&M. Like, you take these shitty kids who they're just high up and like. Just because you're high in the high school recruiting rankings doesn't mean you're that guy. It's like they get all the guys that Alabama, Georgia, these other schools pass on because they realize, there's a reason Looks like I've got a call here. I sent him a.
They've got life wallet money though. Yeah.
This
And
might be an
COVID.
unpopular take, but college football is better off when Florida State and Miami are both good, ranked in the top 5, playing each other with national title implications.
I know, but 1998 ain't gonna come around again. Miami is not keeping up with that bargain. You know,
Well, since we got on the like subject of Miami, we got a caller. I sent him the link. I don't think he can do the video, but I guess we can go ahead and do a Miami Hurricanes rant from our guy, Tiny Hat, since he called in. You're on, brother. Go ahead.
Yes. The Tiny Hat CEO has returned to the Renegade Report. What is going on to the entire squad up here? I'm loving the draft day coverage. Listen, we don't even need to talk about what these Hurricanes are doing because I've already got the inside scoop on this, okay? Me and the rest of the Tiny Hat CIA found out how Mario and them boys are out here doing their recruiting. They are out here door dashing and Uber Eats into the hood, dropping Wingstop off at all of these players' houses, and they're using those as unofficial visits. Okay, they are illegally out here recruiting these people by dropping off free Wingstop because they think that they have some sort of connection to doggone Rick Ross and the rest of the squad down there in Miami. Okay, it's all over the news down here. I'm gonna drop the report right now. Y'all heard it here first. Mario Cristobal and the rest of the University of Coral Gables Hurricanes are out here doing recruiting violations by going out here and dropping off Uber Eats and DoorDash into the middle of the hood, okay? That's why I know that they players developing. They out there telling these kids they can get as many wings, they can get as many chicken thighs, they can get whatever sauces that they want, and then when they get on campus, they find out that they over there eating pork and beans and hot dogs cut up in it. They ain't even got no seasoning going on down there. Okay, that's how they get this done. That's why ain't nobody been drafted. Okay, Cam Kitchens. Somebody said last night that they saw somebody hand Cam Kitchens what is it, a blanket and a doggone pillow, and when he was in the green room up there. I can tell you right now, Cam Kitchens ain't even over there. Okay, Cam Kitchens is out here mopping up floors at the 247 Liquors over here on Sunrise Boulevard. All right, I know this for a fact. Okay, so all the Hurricanes fans can go sit down somewhere. They got to vacate them titles because right now the off-season champs are just, I don't even know what they're doing, but they can go sit down somewhere. Nobody wants to get anything off of that plebeian-ass team. Nobody wants to deal with anything outside of Florida State in this plebeian-ass conference. And don't forget, the Tiny Hat Navy SEAL Team 6 is still down there monitoring what's going on in Barbados and Barbuda down there because we going to find out where John Swafford at. Tiny Hat gang, we out.
Appreciate you. As
The
always,
man said plebeian
Tiny
twice.
Hat
I
gets
loved
in
it.
and gets out, man.
Man, I wish
Oh, my
I wish
God.
Miami had sent some Uber Eats to my house.
Right?
I mean,
That
I'll
man
take
was
some
there
Wingstop
with
right
some
now.
lemon pepper, and they was coming out there with chicken shit instead of
Did y'all
lemon
see
pepper
Keon
wings.
Coleman with his endorsement deal with Buffalo Wild Wings?
I did
I
see
did
it.
see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I heard that Mario and his staff showed up from Uber Eats with it. I mean, I was agreeing with him all the way up to that point because there was a big joke that one of the football players there, and they didn't release this because he stopped, but they had a football player at Miami last year get caught because you're not supposed to have a job. Per NCAA rules, you're not to have a job. He was doing Uber Eats though. And I think that's all what he's referring to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Was that the 9-year tight end maybe?
I can't confirm nor deny that.
That would make sense that somebody.
It would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense.
He's like working on his pension and his master's degree at the same time, still playing. So if you're not watching, we've got the Texans on the clock. Looks like they have picked up Blake Fisher, offensive tackle out of Notre Dame.
Yeah. They're getting lazy with these bullet points because under strengths they've listed young as a bullet point. Like, aren't all these players relatively around the same age?
At the very least, man, use Chat GPT for that.
Yeah, young.
He's a warm-blooded mammal. Believe it or not, this young man is a Homo sapien. He stands on two legs.
Yep. Another body. As Jimbo once
Another body.
Elite
that?
ankles. He looks like he has elite ankles. A
Good
regular
bend.
Jacob firing crew out there.
He's got really good bend.
Could Buffalo do what
Wow.
the Rams just did? Where the Rams picked 2 defensive players, will Buffalo pick 2 offensive players from Florida State? Do they need to run
Johnny
back?
Wilson to go with Keon?
I don't
Or
know
Trey
that they
Benson?
need a running back.
They do?
I don't know that they do.
I don't know who
I
they
They
do.
could
kinda-
use they could use another punch to go with James Cook.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good idea.
they might go with Johnny.
I think they could
Oh, man,
go with
that'd be
Johnny.
awesome.
I would love the Johnny with Keon
I just think they could
matchup.
get him- They could get him so much later.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Guys, I'm going to step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
1, 2.
2.
Yeah.
Give me
I
like
got a
buddy. I got a
give me
buddy
like
that's
53
a
seconds.
huge Bills fan, and as soon as they picked Keon, he texted me right away. He said, "Should I be happy?" I said, "Yes, you should
Yeah.
be very happy."
Yeah, Vince, I talked about Molina was very happy.
Oh, yeah, that for sure.
Vince, do you have an NFL team?
My childhood team is the Steelers. I'm a Bradshaw, Lynn Swan, Rocky Blyer, Franco Harris guy.
You're that old?
Yeah,
He's
man.
the old part of Garnet old.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't look to be that old.
I
though.
appreciate it, Chris. You are my best friend. I
Vince,
appreciate
take off
that,
your
man.
hat. Take off
No,
your
I'm
hat.
not taking off the hat, brother. I got a mohawk.
I'm not trying to live a lie here. You know, it's gone.
Can you give me your skincare regimen, please?
Yeah. I call it liquid shirt. It's like SPF 1 million.
Well, I don't know if that would work for me. I need more lotion. I'm gonna need some like serums and stuff because I know you're using them. I think you're lying to us, and that's fine. We'll work this out later.
It's my Italian heritage.
I'm Italian too.
Trying to keep it olive oil esque, I guess. But yeah, Bradshaw, he was my favorite. But again, like nowadays, it's like I more follow players than teams now.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm a Bucks fan. That's my NFL team. It was also the Patriots for a while just because it made the Peyton Manning fans around here nuts. So I enjoyed every minute of all of it. I am such a hater that I was literally living there hating on Peyton Manning for years because I live around Knoxville fans. It is what it is.
Well, I think while we're waiting for the draft to come back off a commercial, you don't have to give me your. I mean, I know this is hard because it's hard for me to answer this question. But who is your favorite Nole that didn't only make it in college but also went into the NFL and changed the NFL in a way?
Marvin Jones.
Work done.
Or done.
It wasn't hard for me.
I mean, it wasn't hard for me either. I just love defense, and I love work done. Don't get me wrong. It's just Marvin Jones for me.
Roberto Aguayo.
Good call.
Stop it.
I would have
There
said
Oh wait! I'm taking my back. Sebastian Janikowski. That is my everything. Everything all involved. There we go. I'm changing it. Sorry, Marvin.
When
I would have said
work done,
P-Dub, but to me, P-Dub was before his time. P-Dub would be blowing up the NFL right now with the type player he was.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shame he got hurt. Work done and Derek Brooks when they were on the Bucks together, man.
Yes.
I loved watching that team, man. I just
Me
loved
too.
it because my Noles were there and I had an NFC team to
And
root
we had
for
Brad
them.
Johnson.
And I had Brad Johnson. So I love that era for sure.
So I was listening. Antoine Stone has a good one with the prototype, Antonio Cromartie. I'm going to throw one
There you
out
go.
there that's a little bit less
Ooh,
heralded. But Chris said somebody that changed the game and was just a beast. So I'll give you Rodney Hudson and what he did at the Oakland and just kind of changing the center position. And what he did is like just whatever, however many Pro Bowls and all pros year after year. So Rodney Hudson, there's a good one.
I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
I mean,
peak Jalen Ramsey. in the Jaguars.
Ooh.
Oh, if you say
Oh,
that, Walter
sassy.
Jones,
What
Seahawks.
about Derwin James?
Oh,
Derwin to me is by far the best safety in the NFL.
What a wasted player
Yeah.
at FSU. What a waste.
Who?
Like Derwin James, what they could have done with him at FSU.
Oh
like,
yeah. Okay, I thought you were. You are 100% correct. Completely wasted that kid's talent.
Yeah.
What a shame. What a shame. But we have to live through the bad times sometimes to get to the good times, my friends.
Hey, we had Dalvin Cook still though. We were holding on. We were holding on
Yeah.
for dear life still with Dalvin.
I still find it very hard that nobody else agrees with me on Sebastian Janikowski because this man was so good at what he did. He would like leave his hot dog with a friend, like readjust his pants, maybe pee on the sidelines. I don't know. We weren't there. We've heard the stories, but we weren't
I
there.
was there.
Okay. But and then maybe drink a shot of vodka and then go go just kick a field goal, pick back up his hot dog, pick back up his dip can and just be like, cool.
Bobby called it international rules.
I absolutely adore everything Sebastian Janikowski. Whatever his personal problems are, I don't care. The
Here's
fact
a
that
good
he
one.
gets up, what?
Well, Jen, I think you're on to something with the whole kicker mentality in the NFL. Is Sebastian the best kicker to come out of Florida State to go into the NFL?
No.
Man, there's been several.
Graham Gano.
I agree.
I mean, Sebastian
Gano
lasted
is-
longer. I mean, he's probably Graham Gano could get there, but Sebastian was in there for just forever.
Graham
He
Gano had
was-
kicks that mattered. A lot more kicks that mattered than Sebastian did.
Well, that's not really Sebastian's fault because he was stuck with the Raiders, but
Yeah.
Just the fact
and
that
those were the only points the Raiders scored for what, 10 years?
Can my man Dustin Hopkins get some love?
I
Yeah.
agree.
I love,
I love Dustin Hopkins.
The man with the
But,
golden toe.
We're never going to get away from Sebastian, though. Like, he
nobody's
is the
hating on
kicker of all
Sebastian,
kickers.
right?
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I don't think you're ever going to see a kicker being taken where he was,
Yeah,
right?
never. It was dumb.
Think about that.
That's a good point. That's an amazing point. To be taken, was he first round or the end of
Second, I think it was
First-
second round.
No, he
No,
was
it's first round. He was first
What
round.
was he first round?
Unfortunately,
So,
was
but
first round.
We saw it with Roberto Aguayo. It's never gonna. I don't think we ever see it happen again. I think he's one of the only to get
'cause it was
drafted
a
in
dumb
the first
pick.
round and then pan out. Like I don't
Leave
know
it
if
to
it
the
was worth a
Bucks.
first rounder, but it's damn close.
It wasn't
What
worth the
you
first.
got?
Al Davis just says, "F it, we are drafting this kicker," and he was there for 17 years. How
Yeah.
long was it? It was ridiculous.
It was so long,
and he
was
fit in that culture
Yep.
to a T.
They could have got him in the third or fourth round, though. I don't understand.
He didn't
I
want
don't
to
think
miss
it
his
going
matters.
chance.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered because he was always going to stay there.
I just like how
Because-
Dustin Hopkins for a long time looked like 10 years old.
I mean, I
Another
think
corner
with,
off the board ahead of Renardo.
oh,
Ennis Rakestraw Jr.
Ronaldo's biggest
Dirt.
problem is his measurables.
Yep.
The same way with like D'Lo.
So, guys, I want to propose
man.
something. I know we were talking about a potential endpoint. I say we wait until the Jets pick, which is like 7 picks away.
that's fine.
We can go with that.
Because if Travis goes, we want to be there for this, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think
of
you have to
course.
stay until
That early,
you
man.
have to
I don't
stay. Here's my thing. I think you have to stay until they go. So if this one ends, I'm turning mine on.
Okay.
What are
I'll
you
work
saying?
with that.
Until what? Until the Jets pick or till the next Florida State guy gets
Until the
picked?
next Florida State player goes.
That's a good plan.
At least
That's a good plan.
Let's
I
go with
like
that.
it.
The next Florida State guy that goes, or 10 o'clock, whichever comes first.
Well, hey, each one of you retweet the show so we can have some more people in here in the chat. And then we'll just keep going, guys. Please.
And who knows?
in
Some
the
other
chat.
people still may stop by. I think James was talking about maybe stopping by a couple other people. So
Yeah, draft shows are usually 4 to 6 hours long.
I don't know what I was thinking. Just because the first round was 2 hours, when I saw it was like prime time, I thought maybe they were going to be a 2 or 3 hour show. But no, this thing's going to go till midnight. It looks like.
Well, they're only
We're
doing the first, second, third round tonight, and then the rest is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Correct?
Come on, man.
But we're
We have
halfway
another-
through in 2.5
Another
hours.
great
So.
bullet point, guys. This one just says tester as a bullet point.
You almost that's not whatever you're seeing isn't showing up. I'm watching the NFL Network.
I'm watching the NFL Network. You're going to see it for this guy that just got picked for the Baltimore Ravens. Under bullet points of like what's good about him, it says tester.
He's a tester, so he had some good grades, I guess. So who we got? San Francisco on the clock.
Yeah, San Francisco, Kansas City, and Carolina.
So I
Kansas
haven't gotten
City.
to talk to you guys since the spring game. Did y'all have fun? Yes.
Did we have fun? I had a great
Yeah.
time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had a
Oh,
great time.
what was that? The spring game.
I said I
Kansas
haven't gotten to talk to you guys since the
Oh,
spring
yeah.
game because I've been traveling. So
Yeah, we had a great time. We went to Midtown Caboose afterwards, and so one of your fans who's in your chat right now, Tomcat, actually hung out with us at Midtown Caboose. So it was good to see him.
What's
hey,
up, Tomcat?
The Kansas
Remember
City
you coming to say hello to us,
yeah.
but we appreciate you, brother. It's kind of a blur. I mean, I know we met a ton of people. It's really hard to put the Twitter apps and the YouTube things to faces, but we did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, after the spring game, I was like, because I had to travel for work this week, like my real job. So I was like, I'm gonna go up to my room, whatever. I come in and at the hotel bar was Snoop Menace.
Nice.
I was like, well, I'm not going up to my room. I'm gonna order a drink right here next to him. Why not?
My pen's stuck in here.
Now the whole day was great.
It was so
Hanging out
fun.
with everybody. The food was great. The drinks were great. Alford coming by to say hi to everybody was fantastic. It's just a great day all around.
That was the best thing for me. That's what I kind of told everybody. It was nice having everybody kind of in one place. All FSU people.
Those
Yeah.
are cookies.
Goes off
Those are the
container.
Alford cookies.
Cookie container.
Hey, you got to return.
Oh,
container,
you got
man.
the container.
Oh, I tried.
Him and his wife have already said, like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, we don't care. And I'm like, it's Rubbermaid. Are you kidding?
Yeah, you're
Like,
fired.
we're Southern.
Jen. You're fired
How am I fired? I don't
because
live
you were in
there.
charge of it.
You were supposed
I
to
don't
bring it
think so.
home to Memphis. That way, when they came to visit, no, we reached out. Alford said,
Yeah,
"Don't
we
worry about
talked
it.
to him.
No
It
big deal."
wasn't. Although I probably should be fired from a lot of things.
So what we can do
Wait,
next
are
time?
you saying they can afford another Tupperware container? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. I'm saying Southern women always want their Tupperware
Return.
back.
They always return it.
Always.
Chris, you look
Here's
like
what we
a
do. You just
you look
put
like
the
a strong-
seasoning in the Tupperware the next time, and we'll trade it off. She can give us some more cookies or whatever case may be. You can give them some seasonings, whatever rendezvous seasonings. Fill the Tupperware up, and that'll be perfect.
No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have. I'm
Another
already
offensive
working
tackle.
on it a little bit. A big old, like 2 slabs of rendezvous ribs delivered for
Yes.
the Memphis game.
Let's go. I got to see what that shit's all about.
Yeah.
See if they beat
Yeah, I've got to get
our
them
guy
FedExed in
Freddie's
now.
ribs, because our guy Freddie did a damn good job at the
Oh,
tailgate.
yeah, absolutely. I just think it would be fun to give him that gift and like at least have like 2 slabs for the Memphis game. I think that would be perfect.
I got in a
open,
really deep convo with Freddie about smokers and pellet smokers and griddles, and about 20 minutes just picking his brain about the way to cook things. It was great.
I was hoping we would get a Napoleon Dynamite moment from Chris where he tried to give that Tupperware a tear. Yeah, try to see if he can rip it. Yeah.
Well, I can rip it. But that would be
If
bad.
it wasn't Michael Alford, he'd go ahead and rip it. But guys, come on.
Alfred's in hanging out in Chicago. What do we think about that? Huh? That's
I
exciting.
love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Y'all know what the
Oh,
excuse
fatal.
for him being there is, right?
Oh yeah.
Fatal
excuse-
Jedi says pit boss.
The excuse for him being in Chicago is because he's there to entertain the
Sure.
Chicago
Of
alumni
course.
club.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure.
The Giants.
For it. I'm for it.
Booster Club. Now there is a decent one. I think I might be members of the Facebook group, but yeah, no, we know what's in Chicago.
A face like now.
We know
I just-
what's there.
Yeah.
I just love that he even said, like, I look forward to being here a lot more often.
Yeah, this summer, he said.
Have you
right?
ever been in those state-based Facebook groups?
Mm-mm.
They're kind
Probably
of
not.
wild.
Man.
They're kind of wild. They're very Willie Taggart loving. It's like I don't know. I can't explain it. At least the Memphis, the Kentucky ones that I'm involved in. There's an Oklahoma one. They're still, why'd you fire Willie Taggart? Gee, I have no idea.
Couldn't find a hotel within 100 miles in Notre Dame.
I'm still waiting for Bob Stoops to land. Bob until it ain't. Whatever happened to FSU IDOC? Whatever happened to him? Whatever.
I
happened
don't
to him?
know. Does anybody know where he is?
I don't even know who the hell he is.
I know who y'all are talking about. He was the Twitter guy, right? He had a big truck or something.
And he said, "I'm going to delete my account if it's not Bob Stoops." And then he was gone for a while, but then I think he came back.
I got
an interesting story about that.
You do have a good one on that, don't you, Chris?
So, and this is being dead honest, and nobody can like shame me for it now. But Bob Stoops was the head coach for Florida State until he wasn't. What I mean by that is physically
They
watch
put
this
them-
man leave the Moore Center and our athletic director walk out behind shaking his head toward all of us like
Didn't work.
he verbally took the job, but he did not sign the contract because his wife didn't want him to do it.
How about that? That I did not know, Chris.
Mm.
That's
I
the
like it.
honest God's truth.
Renardo Green. What?
He got picked.
Check
San
it.
Francisco?
Somebody Niners?
No,
Is that
it's
good?
not
No,
official
he's
yet.
reading the chat again.
Okay.
Dan, you can't do that. That's just somebody
I
saying
can
they
do
want him to
whatever
go
I
there.
want. I can do whatever I want.
Jameis
Yes,
Winston
you
to the
can.
49ers.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Jordan Travis. Because Brock, or whatever his name is, Purdy, that's a joke. And everybody hates me for that.
He's got a lot of commercials right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but that kid.
We have seen that quarterbacks in good situations can have a good year, do some good things, but people get
He's
so
smart with the
enamored with it,
football.
like
I
it's
give him that.
superstitious. Like, oh, we had success with him, so now he's the future of the NFL, and then the very next year he's a chump. It's like, yes,
They're just
Yeah.
happy they got what they did out of him without having to pay him anything.
Agreed. I mean, it's phenomenal for that reason.
I just can't believe that we're just glossing over the eyewitness accounts of breaking news that Bob Stoops, verbally
And it's,
accepted.
there
No,
can't be
people are
any more
saying
water
that,
under the
people are
bridge.
saying that the 49ers selected Renardo Green.
I haven't seen it on my feed yet. It could
Like the
be.
pick is in. Yeah. The Jen was right and the commenter was right.
There you
the
go.
49ers.
Thank you, George. Maybe next time don't just dismiss me.
I'm
I
just
stand
going
by
off what I
stand
see.
by what I said, like not just reading out the chat where nobody knows what you're talking about. But you were definitely right. He is a 49. With
Good
that,
for
that
him.
always happens. You always end up being right. We all know that.
There it is. It just
Thank
popped up
you.
on
Yeah,
my
it is
screen.
Renardo. Yep.
Renardo Green to the 49ers. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
His hair looking sharp too, man.
That's another.
I don't even have
where's
to
that team
change my
located?
colors. I don't
Another
have to change
Cali
my
team, babe.
colors.
Another Cali team.
Told you. What'd I say? Tally to Cali this year. I said it. This was
Yeah.
months
I'm
ago.
going to quote the great movie. If there's any females in the chat right here, I'm going to quote the great movie Steel Magnolias. My colors are garnet and gold, just like the 49ers. There you go.
So does that count as the next one? I feel like we got to push it to the next Seminole now.
Agreed.
Yeah, we're gonna push it to the next Seminole.
Praise
And,
God,
and
no.
again, guys,
This is-
nobody has to stay here the whole
guys,
time. Y'all
Ryan,
know
are you
what
still
else-
awake?
yeah, real quick, guys. The Jets just traded up.
Uh-oh.
Are they on the clock?
Jets on the clock.
Yeah.
Let's go. Jets
It's gonna be
on the
Jordan
clock.
Travis.
Jordan Travis is technically, I think, the second or third quarterback on the board.
Yeah,
But that shit don't matter.
we'll get back-to-back Florida State players here. That's what we're about to do to end the show. That's
Let's
about how.
go. That would be pretty fucking dope.
Yeah,
He's
good for the Jets. They knew they wanted Jordan Travis, and they didn't want to risk it. So I appreciate this.
I mean,
I
you're in
hope it
round
is.
3. This is where I thought he would go at first before he got hurt.
Yeah.
So what pick was Renardo? 63?
64.
Damn. So he was the final second round pick.
Yeah.
Let's go. Renardo made the second. So
My
we did get
daughter,
3 in the second round.
I said 3.
Let's fucking go.
My daughter texted me last night late, and she
Now I
said,
just
"Dad,
need 2 in the second round for my
can't-
prediction to come through.
I can't believe Jordan Travis hasn't been selected yet."
Yeah.
And I just love my daughter's heart for him. You know what I mean? I was like, honey, he's going to get drafted. It's just not going to be tonight. And she
He's
said,
not a prototypical NFL.
do not break
quarterback.
my heart, Dad.
He's injured. Yeah, there's a lot of things going. Like if he had finished out the season, he probably would have gone in the second round. But
I honestly feel like he would have gone in the first round.
not with
I think he would have had. I think we would have had to win the title, and he would have had to ball out.
Yeah.
That being said, maybe he gets into the first round, but I don't know.
I
We
think
must
he
have
would
made it a
with
party
this-
for
with
Rock and
this
Roll
class
Pepper
of
Show
quarterbacks,
because
I think
he told us he was leaving like an hour ago. But he says, I wonder where 13 would have been if he hadn't got hurt. But I guess we made a good enough party for you, bro. We appreciate you hanging around. Sorry, Jen. Go ahead there.
I'm with Chris on this. Before Jordan got hurt, I saw him going in the third round.
Yeah.
Hey, Vince, I wish Jeremy was here so I could say I'm 90% sure this is going to be Jordan Travis.
Who said that?
Let's hope
Jeremy
so.
Evans gave me crap
Jeremy Evans.
because
Yeah.
when I said I'm 90% sure that
Norvell was
Mike
leaving.
Norvell's taking Alabama job the day of, and I was close.
Oh, I gave you shit too.
I was close. Listen, from what you
I
hear,
had to talk Ryan down off of the ledge.
I'm just saying it was closer than people think.
It wasn't.
It was never close, but Alabama was
That's
serious.
not true.
All right, here we go,
It
guys.
was possibly a little close. I'm
Alabama was
just telling you.
serious.
Pick
I
us
think
in.
it was more on Alabama's side than it was on Mike's. That's what
my
I would
prediction.
say.
I'm a big believer in the only thing Mike needed to know to stay was that we were not long for this league.
Yes, that is 100% true. I do think that the staff at Florida State was concerned.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that. And I actually told Chris and I told George that Florida State had a backup plan. And then ESPN backed me up a month later. They backed me up a month later with what I heard. That was Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, and that's great. I'll tell you one thing that I will always know: as long as Alford is in charge, the man's going to have a plan. I am confident in him, and I'm confident in his not going day to day. Like he's forward thinking all the time.
Yep. I think they got scared. I think Mike may have stopped responding. And I will tell you, Thursday, when was the decision made? Was it early Friday morning, right?
I think we saw the Pope smoke on Friday, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay. So Thursday, the source I had did stop responding to me for about 4 hours. I was starting to get nervous. I was. And then I got over it real quick.
Yeah, Ryan was Ryan had to take some meds to keep him calm. And but we came out on the other side, so
Yeah. I mean,
the thing about that guy,
Allison Burks, yes.
that dude,
Allison Burks,
Malachi Corley, wide receiver, not
the
Jordan
guy
Travis.
who, okay, I'll just mute.
sorry.
No, go
I
ahead,
think
George.
I think that's about it.
George, I'm sorry I interrupted you there.
You're good. That's how I am. It's no good. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the draft and everything else. I can't even remember what I was going to say. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Go ahead. We're good.
I think we were talking about Ryan needing some meds or something. I don't know.
Oh, Alabama. What I was trying to say is that guy that we're talking about that represents all these guys, he does exactly what they want. And in that situation, Norvell wanted his leverage to go Big Ten or whatever the case may be. And like you guys said, I agree 100%. Did the Jets pick Malachi Corley? What the fuck?
Malachi Corley.
Is that what y'all were saying?
Yeah,
when I got butt hurt? Dadgummit.
Tom Cat calling me out that I had to go on cruise ships and eat desserts instead of.
He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. Yeah, I was. No, I sure was. All right.
You'll have to give me some leeway. I'm not used to this format. I'm trying to do good at it.
There's a lot going on here right now.
Antonio Baker says Mel Kiper can kiss my ass. I'm with you, bro.
Kipper.
What's the longest show that y'all ever done?
I don't know. I think we're about to find out.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Didn't we? I think we had one that went 3 hours one time.
Was it?
I can't remember what happened.
Signing
it was
day
like
one?
a double decker or something. Like we had 2 guests or something. I think we had one go 3
signing
hours.
day one. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Longest one for me is 24 hours.
Holy mackerel!
Okay, well, that's not me.
I could not do that shit. Wasn't that you?
I mean, I could, but I would need
somebody bringing you food and stuff, or what?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I ate that entire 24 hours.
That's another thing I couldn't do.
So what was the impetus for that show? What was the
Mike Norvell?
Trey Benson off the board, Arizona.
To the Cardinals.
Okay.
Bam. That's 4 tonight.
Love it.
One more
to
hit our total. Or hit my predicted total. Chris predicted 3 in the first round. Or not the first round, the third round. He hit that. I think I asked you guys. I think I dropped the ball on Vince. Chip and Ryan, what did y'all say? What was y'all's prediction?
I didn't really have one, to be honest with you, man.
How many guys were going to go? Maybe I didn't ask y'all. Maybe it was just me and Chris and Jim.
I figured we would have 5.
I had 4 in the round. I was off by 1.
Yesterday we went on our show and we did through the 3 rounds. I think we agreed with the prediction. So yeah, we were pretty much in agreement there.
I think I was going 4 to 5 guys within the first 3 rounds. So
that's what she said.
Yes, exactly.
So where's the other options for Jordan for you guys coming up? Do you see it?
The Saints.
So the Cardinals, that's the short feller. What's his name?
Feller.
Love it.
The quarterback.
I thought I was the only one who said fellow the way you said it, feller.
Kyler Murray.
Do they have a running back there? What the damn?
James
Conner.
Conner.
Be the guy. Is Trey Benson going to step in and be the guy right away?
No, James Conner's the starting running back.
Is he like that?
James
I know he burst on the scene for Pittsburgh a couple of years ago, and it's like nobody wanted to give him credit, and he just kept running like hell.
You'd be lucky if James Conner can get over his injury.
It's crazy. I mean, he had cancer, right? And came back from it?
Yeah, he
Unreal.
did.
What a story.
But he's injured right now, and people don't talk about it.
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go. That makes perfect sense why they pick up Trey. Let's go. We haven't even made it out the 60s yet. Number 67. We originally were talking about, is this the pick they traded the Jets for?
No.
I think it is. I've learned my lesson on this shit. I guess I'm going to have to get YouTube TV. I don't like being a minute behind on everything.
Trust me, it's not cheap, but I don't like to wait.
My stuff is dying.
Well,
if we're still going in another 10 minutes, I'm gonna have to switch cameras, like the dude at the courtroom the other day.
Sassy Seminole says the last pick of the draft will go to Jordan Travis. I certainly hope not.
I don't think he falls that far.
I
No,
hope not.
hell no. He's not going to be Mr. Irrelevant.
I kind of just wanted to watch him be picked. Like, that's the only reason I've been watching the draft. No offense to the other Noles. No offense.
Robert
Just
Fleischer, yes, Benson was just drafted a couple picks ago by the Cardinals.
66.
Let's go, man. I mean, we were just literally considering calling it a night, and then bam. Back to back.
That's probably, I would say Johnny and Jordan now will likely go probably at the very, like, quite a few, maybe an hour from now, if I were to guess.
Oh. I don't get the Johnny not going higher. I just don't. For me, I mean, I don't know. Maybe
They
somebody
see
else
him as
can...
one-dimensional, kind of like a end zone, I like him.
That's what he is. Great for college, but NFL, Johnny's.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I feel like old school. I feel like old school Bill Belichick could have done something with him.
I think if Johnny had some, obviously, if he was more consistent, he would have gone higher. But and you start hearing people talk about, well, maybe he's better. He might have some ability as a tight end, but he never really played that in college, right? So I think he's. I don't want to really call it a tweener, but they don't really know what they're going to get from him. So
he's going to be drafted based off his measurables. That's
correct. Yeah.
Where you might be halfway of a star in college, you could be a complete project in the NFL. That's the way it is. Like, I think the leap from high school to college, people don't realize how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
But from college to the NFL, it to me is an even bigger step.
Only less than 7% of high school athletes play college, and then when it comes from the next step, like Chris said, from college to the pros, it's less than 1%.
Well, that I don't know what I just missed, but yeah, the stats when you look at that shit is unreal. That's why I love what Mike Norvell's done. Look what he's done just with defensive linemen. He's got like a 90% fucking hit ratio. That's an exaggeration, like 80. I went through all of our transfers. It's way up over 60. Like, it's unreal. The guys he brings in, they go to the NFL or they transfer after being somewhat middling contributors. But sorry, guys, I'm on to my other camera. I said it was about to die and it had 5%. And I guess
No, you're good.
That was it. She died out. I didn't get through. Did y'all finish going through all the guys that have been picked? I wanted to go through all the guys that have been drafted so far, just for the people that are just joining us real quick. I was at Jared Verse, I believe, was number 19. The next was Keon Coleman, came in at number 33. Then Braden Fisk came in at number 39. Now, Jared went to the Rams, and Braden Fisk went to the Rams. Keon Coleman picked up by
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, yep.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Then the next off the board was Renardo Green to the 49ers.
Yep.
64, was that number 64 or number 62?
Yeah.
64.
64. And now Trey Benson,
66 was Trey Benson.
number 66, is headed to the Arizona Cardinals.
And by the way, New England is a low-key pick for a potential quarterback here because with only having Jacoby Brissett locked down for 1 year, and they traded away Mac Jones for 6th-round draft pick. So they high likelihood, I think, that Patriots right here on this pick a quarterback. It would be something else if it was Jordan Travis.
I mean, do you think they would pick a quarterback after taking Drake May at number 3?
Well, that's a waste of a pick, though.
Yeah, that'd be tough taking 2 rookie quarterbacks. We've seen it done.
Am I
Who did
wrong?
that?
I mean,
Yeah.
who
Well,
laughed?
it was done.
Who
It was
laughed?
done in 2012 with
The
the
Washington Commanders.
Redskins when they did RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
Hey, it worked out in the end of it, at the end of it, but they didn't have enough shit around RG3. But I mean, Kirk Cousins, he turned out to be a player, didn't he? We've seen crazier things.
Oh, I want to make the case for Johnny here real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Shit, Johnny, I totally forgot about Johnny.
So Johnny, you think about his development from Arizona State to Florida State and how much he improved. Going to a pro team, then that's going to continue, right? And if he's got it in him to improve, which it seems like he does, like it seems like that's in his mindset. I believe a team that picks him is going to be happy. That you just got to have the right team that can get that out of him.
Yep.
Maybe it's New England.
I mean, I somewhat feel like after 2 years of watching his kind of issues with the routine plays and the little drops, I wonder on that. But I totally agree. I mean, it's been an unreal kind of climb, if you will, and he's got all the things that make these teams salivate. He runs up, under 4.5 at 6 foot, whatever, 6'5", giant catch radius, all the things. But the football part, I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I just kind of look.
He doesn't get stuck at tight end, because like if he was just called a tight end, I feel like it would have been a first round pick. Because they look at him and say, "Oh, he's this, he's that. We can figure it out. We can project it." But since he played wide receiver, but that's just me. Kelvin Benjamin, a very similar guy, went in the first round, didn't he?
I think he did.
He was drafted with the Carolina Panthers at 15 to 17, I believe. I don't know. Hang on, let me look it up.
In the first round. But I don't know. I guess that's controversial. Kelvin did have a really good year.
I totally agree with you. I just, when I look at Johnny's development, while he was here, he got better. So yes, he still had some issues, but I mean, you're not going to go from what he was to perfection, right? There's kind of there's a climb, right? There's a climb there. Mm-hmm. So I think that could continue and will continue if he's with the right team.
Totally agree.
Well, after the Southern Miss game where he had like 5 or 6 drops in a row, I think he had 1 drop the rest of the season.
Very true. He did. He really picked it up after that, for sure.
But here,
this is just improving Norvell's starts with some transfers. My bad, Chip. Go ahead.
The thing is with Johnny has Kelvin's build. Big, tall, runs a sub 4.5 40. And it's going to take the right offensive coordinator with a good enough imagination to know how to use them, know what routes he runs best, and to put him in the best situations to keep building.
Calvin was picked 28. He was picked 28.
There you
go. Don't get me wrong. He had like 1,400 yards receiving rookie year, didn't he?
Yeah, it became a care thing which was always his issue.
Kelvin, he was it was hard for Jimbo to kind of pull his potential out. I don't know. I wasn't there, but there was always those things like Kelvin, if he would just get his shit together, could be the best in the world. And then I believe, what was that, his redshirt sophomore year that he finally had the big year. So, yeah, I agree. I think they could be very comparable. It's just, I guess Kelvin just had that. And again, he got that stage of the national championship game. If Florida State doesn't get snubbed, Jordan Travis doesn't get hurt, they go to the playoffs and win a national championship. Keon or Johnny comes down with a game winner. I mean, who knows where they go. So it's been my kind of opinion that the top 100 picks, but a lot of these guys, big high school recruiting guys, they make out like the first round. That's what matters. That's what all your evaluation comes from. I want to look at the top 100 picks. To me, that's like what really makes up the league.
All
And
right,
we've got
watch for Blake.
taking 4 already drafted.
Just got the text from the wife, so it's time for me to shut it down.
All
We
right.
appreciate you. We're not far behind you, bro. I promise you that.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. It was
course.
fun. I mean, I love doing these things. It was awesome. So thanks for having me again.
Watch it be
Absolutely.
Blake.
We'll have you on
And
again.
if you get Melina back on again, you better let me know. Okay.
Will do.
I owe you guys. I need to come on y'all's show and do it for real one time. So I've been really bad about not getting out and doing other people's show. I think I've done James once and Spear Addicts a couple times, but that's about it. So definitely come through and hang out with y'all one time.
Yeah, absolutely. So choose the DM. We'll make it happen.
Ryan, I'll chat with you tomorrow, brother.
All right. See you guys later. Be well.
Good night.
All right, guys. How are we feeling?
And then
We've
there were
got-
5.
We got 4 off the
Dude,
board
I
tonight. 5 total.
Sitting Florida State related, but I really thought with this Chargers pick, they would have went running back, especially with Eckler.
Yeah, that was a strange.
I keep reaching for my phone to check the draft, but since my camera died, I'm streaming off my phone. So somebody was asking in the chat if we don't have high-speed internet. Sorry about that, guys. My original camera is gone, so we're running off a phone now. But
Please do not let the Giants pick Jordan.
Andrew Phillips.
Oh,
They
thank
picked
God.
Andrew Phillips, cornerback, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keep Jordan alone.
So the Giants are still not serious about winning games. Cool. Got it.
No, they
I
went
can't
ahead and
believe
paid
that.
Daniel Jones big money instead of giving.
Oh no, we
Saquon
knew
Barkley.
that. Yeah. I mean, look, the Giants have not been a real football team. Fuck. I mean, what, in 20 years?
Since Eli.
Yes, it's Eli.
Since Eli went downhill. Since what's his name? He's the coach. Hugh. Tom. What was the name?
This is Tom Coughlin.
Coughlin. Yeah. Since Coughlin.
Not Hugh, George. I know you dream about Hugh Freeze in your sleep, but Hugh is not the name of the head coach at the Giants. Okay.
I don't dream about him freezing in my sleep. I just understand he's a good football coach. But I don't know who's the next 3 teams on the board. We are getting pretty long in the tooth here. We can go another.
You got
Arizona,
Carolina, and Dallas.
Carolina, Dallas.
Arizona, Carolina, and Dallas.
Yeah.
You got wide receiver need. They went Isaiah Adams, offensive tackle, Illinois. Arizona just did.
So we'll play out through Dallas, and then we'll reassess. See if Dallas picks up our guy Johnny.
Oh man.
This has been a
So
blast.
really,
I just
Jordan.
appreciate everybody for coming through. We've got
I would say
300
that I'm a
people.
Dallas Cowboy fan if they pick Jordan Travis.
Hey, listen,
Me too. It could make me go over to the dark side. Any team that picks up Dallas, like I'm coming, okay? Like or Jordan, I'm coming. I promise. If
Our
it's the
Wilmer.
Bucks,
Jen,
that would
that could
just.
be taken. Jen, that could be taken out of context.
yes, it
Oh,
can.
shit. I just
Our
realized
Wilmer.
that. Can
Our
we cut
Wilmer,
it? Can
he
we
says-
cut it? Can we cut it?
What is the bald
No.
guy's name? You got to be a little more specific, brother.
You just announced to the world that you're coming. You're coming.
I was hoping I wasn't the only one that called it.
Yeah, I just kind of let that fly.
Yeah, I mean,
That's okay, Joe.
I
Where
wasn't
you at,
thinking
you
that
are.
way, but no, I get it now. I get it.
Where you at your girlfriend's house and her stepdad or dad's beating on the wall. I'm coming. Where the fuck you going? That's one of my favorite jokes ever. Anybody ever heard that one?
No.
There goes some more of them redneck jokes, George.
What's wrong with that? We got plenty of rednecks. This is Florida. It's the panhandle of Florida, guys. Well, you're still over in Daytona, so
You don't currently have one on the show, so no one's heard it.
Chip's got some redneck in him. Come on now.
Let's get one thing straight. I don't have redneck.
None.
Wait.
None.
Are you saying that I
Got a little
don't have
redneck
any?
in you. Whether you like it or not, you've got a little. Maybe we don't call it that. I don't know. We call it something. But some of the comments I hear, those are some comments I've heard in the shade growing up. That's all I'll say on that.
I mean, I know Memphians aren't considered rednecks, so Chris and I are excluded because Memphis is a different town in the South. It's absolutely
Redneck
different.
is
Y'all got Chris. Y'all got Chris messed up. Chris ain't white. Chris is black.
Well, I mean, it could be. But I was actually not born in Memphis.
Scandal.
I was born in Dyersburg, Tennessee.
That's the same thing.
It's close enough.
All
but
Dyersburg is where Memphis people left to.
Yeah, that's like me telling people I'm from Pensacola, but I was really born at Santa Rosa Medical Center. Dropped on my head. That was what's wrong with me.
Well, Dyersburg is like an hour and a half away from here, and it's very, very southern. Like Memphis is nowhere close to what Dyersburg, Ripley, those types of places. Yeah. My mom's side of the family is from Ripley. I was just born in Dyersburg.
Dyersburg.
Shut up. I didn't say it. Did I say it that way? Did it come out that way?
Not that extreme.
Okay. Okay, thank God.
Well, I can tell you with these next three picks, I don't see any of them being Jordan. And only one of them would I see it being Johnny. And that would be the Chicago Bears.
Oh, really?
Were they after Dallas?
Want to say no. I want to say they're the pick after Dallas.
Come on, Carolina.
Well, I've got 30% battery. I can go a little bit longer, whatever you guys think. I'll hang out for another little while. I just figured we got to cut it off somewhere.
I just feel like it would be so fun to be like when Jordan is picked.
Well, that's dangerous. That may not happen today, unfortunately.
I mean, I know.
I want it to. Don't get me wrong. It should. By all means, it should. But it may not. Because what's his name? The midget hasn't been picked yet, right? Spencer Rattler. I don't even know if he's really sure.
Did you
say midget?
Yeah, I don't like Spencer Rattler.
I think he's albino. I don't think he's a midget.
He plays like one.
Let me tell you, Spencer Rattler is what you call high yellow. He is a red.
Say that again.
Oh,
y'all are talking color. I'm talking height.
He's not that short, though. Is he?
I don't know.
Chris is like wanting to jump off a building right now.
There's too many white people in the room right now with Chris. He's not comfortable.
Trevin Wallace, linebacker, Kentucky for the Panthers.
Oh, Lord.
All right, guys. Well, if y'all are happy with it, I don't think anybody else is coming through. I think we can call this a night. Any closing remarks before we get out of here from anybody?
George, just thank you very much for inviting me.
Show? Yeah, plug Garnet and Old real quick, man, before we get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Garnet and Old, Ryan, who's my co-host, just left a few minutes ago. We have a weekly show Thursdays at 7 p.m. Our mantra is no inside info, no contacts, no problems. So if you're looking for breaking news from us, that's not why you can watch. But we have a good time. So Thursday nights at 7, it's called Garnet and Old. And George, thank you so much, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I love the motto, and I'm all for it. That's kind of how we are. We're not about breaking news and stuff. But you're gonna have some contacts, so you may have to take that off there eventually. You're moving up pretty fast, making a lot of friends. I saw you guys at the spring game networking, so welcome anytime, man. And like I said, I just got to get over there and return the favor for more than 5 minutes. But that was fun coming on and hanging out at the spring game. I think I did pretty good on my 2 takes I took there. For
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
But
not all of us can be best friends with Michael Alford like I am. I mean, I don't know about you guys, right?
I can tag along for the ride, so that's good enough for me.
I'm kidding. I think Chris is very good friends with Michael Alford. So,
all right, Chris, tell the people where they can find you, what's going on with Spear Addicts, all that good stuff. We'll get out of here.
Yeah, you can find me at, it's changing to 7 p.m. Eastern Mondays and Thursdays. The reason I'm changing it to 7 is because the off season ain't nobody coming on at 8. During the season, 8's not a problem. So I'm switching it to 7 p.m. Eastern time on Mondays and Thursdays. But I'll be dropping a lot of video content over the next couple of weeks. So there's going to be a lot of – I got an interview with my 2 guys that I wanted to get an interview with. That's getting edited so I can put it out. It was a hour-and-a-half interview that I'm separating into 3 compartments. It's going to be fun for everybody. Outside of that, we were able to give Florida State athletics during the offseason so far at Spear Addicts. We were able to give them $7,214.91.
Boom.
So appreciate everybody for being
members. Everything y'all take in, correct? Goes straight to 50% of everything y'all take in, correct? Goes straight to FSU.
Everything you bring in, yep.
Love to hear it. And we can't forget Unconquered 850 as well, the Facebook group that's working on what? You're at 8,000 something by now?
About close to 7,500.
Boom. So working on 8,000. Y'all get over there on Facebook and get signed up. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Chris and I are working on getting the podcast off the ground.
Absolutely. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. Get over to Unconquered 850 on Facebook. Get over to Garnet Gold right here on YouTube. Spear Addicts right here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and like on your way about. Go hit up Jen Knoll 2013, aka Jen Santy 1890 on X. You can find Chris at Spear Addicts on X. Chip, what's yours on X?
Mine on X is Chip Westerly 9.
Chip Westerly 9. And my guy Vince.
VC
at
Knoll.
VC Knoll.
At VC Knoll. Somehow I get yours and Rohan's messed up because his is like Rohan Law PC, and I leave a word out or put it in front of it. But anyways, VC Knoll, you can find him. And if you get on his page, you'll find Ryan as well. So thank you guys, and we will see you again. Might as well leave y'all with the old Carlos Williams Trub Life tape just for good old times. And we will see you guys Sunday, hopefully with Lonnie Pryor, I believe is the plan.
First off, fuck Bama in the road tide. Fuck Tuscaloosa in every city that's close by. Bitch ass hillbilly redneck fans. Auburn almost caught y'all slacking like dress fans. Michigan trash, they ain't got a damn chance. Only Wolverine I respect is X-Man. Keen ass coach got exposed, still in plays. Damn right I'm bitter, y'all sweeter than